Hello everyone, welcome if you are joining us on YouTube or BEAVERS TV or Beaver TV. Well, we are here at the Beverley Stadium on, the place is a buzz, I have to say. It's been buzzing for the last 25-30 minutes, and my colleague here, Jack, we are here today for the FA Cup fourth qualifying round, I think it is actually specific. No, it's fourth round qualifying, isn't it? For Hampton and Richmond Borough versus EASTLEIGh in a huge game at the Bev. A huge game, Jack. There's a buzz about the place today, isn't there?
There is, to put it lightly. I mean, the away fans, we were walking over there earlier, they've already got the drum out. They've taken their place behind one of the goals. I think they brought a supporters coach up from Hampshire. We've sold an unprecedented amount of tickets in the pre-sale in the week up to it. Sure to be a grand occasion. The weather's worked in our favour. It's a lovely day, international break. There is no better place to be than Beverley Stadium this weekend. Yeah,
and if you're not there, you're following us on YouTube. That's the second best place to be.
Of course.
Watching, just to give a quick announcement, if you are turning this on and expecting to see match action, it's a watch along. You'll just see me and him. We can't show the action. There's a 3 p.m. rule. We won't go into all that. I think it's a good thing. You won't see match action, but you will get the emotion. You will get the thoughts and insight from Jack, who's a bit better at that sort of thing than me, but you will get a feel for everything that's going on at the Beverley today, because we are in the front row of the main stand. If you've never been to the Beverley before, it is a traditional main stand, been here for a long, long time. There's a few posts in the way, but we are in the front row. This is a proper watch along. You will see behind us, there's people behind us, a couple of the guys writing the match reports. You'll see some fans, you'll hear the fans in the background, but you won't see any action. But that's fine, because we will tell you what is happening in front of us. And Jack, it's a huge game. We've mentioned that already, but it's a huge opportunity for obviously both teams, but Hampton and Richmond Borough looking to make the first round for only the 5th time in their history.
Yeah, a record equaling 5th time. It will be the furthest we've gone. It's a grand occasion. You can kind of feel it. I was away with the lads for the 3rd qualifying round in South Wales, in Merthyr. Really tough game against a good National League North opposition. Away from home this time, it's going to be a really tough game, but here at home against opposition from the league above. But, you know, they don't call it the magic of the FA Cup for nothing. So fingers crossed, and anything can happen, especially with this many fans in the ground really urging the boys on, and we are here to bring you as much of the action as possible.
Yes, exactly. And I'd be staggered if the crowd isn't over 1,000 today. We had 1,000 last week. I'd be probably surprised as well if it isn't a bit more than that. So we shall see. But the place has got a buzz about it. There's lots of people about. Everyone's got the pizzas, the burgers, the drinks, and it was all shaping up to be a great occasion one way or another. Alan Julian, last weekend Alan Julian was disappointed with the fact that we didn't get anything from last week's game, but we did play well last weekend, and on another day we would have won that game for sure. Hopefully that won't dent the confidence too much, but like as Jack says, you know, the win at Merthyr, that was a really tough place to go. So we have shown that we can mix it in the FA Cup, and we were losing at half-time in the game against AFC Croydon, weren't we, as well? And we came back as well. So we've shown some resilience and spirit in the FA Cup this season. We will need that in spades today with the opposition, quality of the opposition, but also it's just a big game, and you know that brings its own pressure, doesn't it, with the players. And you know, whilst we did have 1,000 here last week, there is definitely a feeling to this. The players, this feels like one of the biggest games of the season for sure.
Yeah, I think it's probably the biggest game of the season so far. It's interesting, you know, you have those FA Cup games, when they do eventually come, they then come in quick succession. So it feels like there's been a real FA Cup fever just growing and growing about the place since that first game at Croydon. It's kind of all coming to a culmination here, which definitely feels like the big one.
Yeah, exactly. And there is a huge prize, a place in the hat for the first round draw, which is being done on Monday night before the Worthing and Forest Green game, which is a hell of a game, by the way. So definitely check that one out. But hopefully you'll be watching it beforehand, because hopefully one way or another Hampton will be in the hat. But there's a lot of football to be played against a very, very good side. we will go. You might be able to hear in the background the teams are being read out by a Tannoy announcer, Tommy Rance. But we'll go through the teams after he's done that because it might be quite loud, I can imagine. But yeah, it is. It's a beautiful day here. The sun. I mean, last week it was really, really windy, wasn't it? Really windy. And actually, the football was better than I thought, given the conditions. To be fair, Hampton didn't come out on top, but I think there is an expectation, because I think we've done extremely well this season, especially when we played good teams like EASTLEIGH, Torquay. So we are used to playing full-time teams. We are used to playing teams with bigger and better resources, and so there is hope, isn't there, Jack?
Yeah, I think our best performances this season have come against teams that expect to dominate the ball, even at our level. So I think we've done really well playing on the counter, which I think will suit how I anticipate today going. Yeah. On that Slough Town game, obviously, if we were to get a result, or if we did get a result on that game, it would have made 9 games unbeaten. And you kind of look at that and think, is there a chance that a loss kind of scuppers momentum? But as per Alan Julian's post-match thoughts, it didn't really get that. You didn't get that sense. He obviously he said he was frustrated with the result, but he couldn't have been frustrated with the performance. I know we lost 3-2, but we had, he said, 24 shots. So if you play that game back with those stats, 9 times out of 10 we do get a result and most likely a win. So it's, even though it goes down as one in the loss column and stops that unbeaten run, I don't think the momentum should be too affected, especially with those little 1% of being in the FA Cup. The fact that they'll just get that extra bit up for it. So yeah, don't pay that result too much mind. The team is still very much in good form and in even better spirits. Yeah,
and then Alan Julian made that point very clearly in his pre-match interview, that the trainings were really good on both days this week, and I think he said before, when they had a bit of a disappointing, but it was a draw away at Dover, the players really responded, and they really responded this week apparently in terms of training, physicality, and really going for it. So it is a good opportunity for the Beavers, and we will go through the teams quickly. Jack, do you just want to read the EASTLEIGH team very quickly?
Sure.
Most people will be listening in from a Beavers perspective, but
of course, yeah. So I'll start at the back as custom. One thing to note from our perspective is that they've changed formation quite a lot. So I can't exactly say what shape they will play with 100% confidence, but within 2-3 minutes, I'll have that for you. Yeah. In goal, number 1, Townsend. Number 3, Vokins, played in the Premier League briefly for Southampton. Number 4, Humphreys. Number 5, our old boy, Luis Fernandez. Number 6, Eweka. Number 8 and captain, Taylor. Number 10, McGuckin. Number 15, Saunders. Number 17, Lundstrom. 21, Davies. And finally, 24, number 24, Cousins.
Yes, and the AC are managed by Scott Bartlett, recently joined the club after a brilliant spell at Weston-super-Mare, who were second at the time that he left. But Scott Bartlett is no stranger to the Bev during his time at Weston-super-Mare. So he will be, probably a bit of an advantage for them that he knows what this place is like. He knows the nooks and crannies. He knows how we play as well, because he would have played against us a few times. So Scott Bartlett, it would have been nicer if maybe we'd have played the manager before, because they've changed managers. But hey, Scott Bartlett knows what he's doing, and he certainly knows what he's doing against Hampton. He's well aware of what goes on at the Beverley and Hampton and Richmond Borough. But has Alan Julian got the answers in contrast to that? He has had a lot of good answers this season. And the teams are coming out now. I'll quickly run through the Hampton lineup as they do. You may be able to hear the cheers of the big crowd here. Number 1, Holden. 2, Field. 3, Mason. 8, Deadfield. 9, Fasenmade. 14, Tuck. 15, Thomas. 21, Cader. 23, Sayers. 24, Massey. 25, Gardner. And on the bench, Ince, Radari, Allsop, Ziga, McGreevy, Parkinson and O'Keefe. There's probably one name that we're missing on that list that that has been very well. They've all played well this season, but unfortunately Ronan Silva isn't available today, which he has been one of the key players, I think. But we've also got good players in Cader, and Fasenmade has probably been the best player for Hampton this last 4, 5, 6 weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah, he comes into this game on 7 goals. He scored in 3 consecutive matches. I believe it's 5 and 3 as well. Ronan Silva misses out on this one due to personal commitments. Reece Gregor-Cox, another big name who's been injured since that Dover tie. down on the south coast. But it's still a strong team. I think I said earlier in the season on one of the fixture focuses, and it's been a recurring theme, that this Hampton and Richmond Borough squad is very much a squad rather than just an 11. We've seen a lot of substitutions, especially in the forward line, keep everyone fresh, and we're going to need not just 11, we're going to need all 18 today.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good players on the bench there, aren't there? And Madari, Allsop as well. You know, Madari, probably a bit unlucky not to be starting, but he you know, again, it's a squad game at the moment, especially under Jules. You know, he's using all facets and all bits of the squad, and there have been a few outgoings in recent weeks, dual registration and the like, but there is also one big incoming soon, but we'll worry about that next week. Or you may even find out later. But well, here we are. It's buzzing. It's buzzing, Jack. The Eastleigh fans have got into the Alan Simpson stand behind the goal. They've got a drum. They'll be making plenty of noise today. Hopefully the Hampton and Richmond Borough faithful will be matching them, because I do think every little helps, especially on an occasion like this. We need a little bit of luck. We'll hopefully leave everything out on the pitch, and as the song goes, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. And the two captains just exchanging handshakes in the centre circle. Let us know where you're listening or watching this from, by the way. It'd be great to know. We've had some mad stories, people from Brazil watching and places like that, which is just unbelievable and brilliant. And it's great to be able to offer this service. As a non-league football club, we're very proud of our media output. And this is just one of the other things. If you, for whatever reason, don't like the sound of mine or Jack's voice, or you prefer the radio commentary, we do have it on MixLR as well. So there you are. What other non-league football club can offer you that? But yes, we're about to kick off now, any moment now, and here we go. It is a big game at the Beverley Stadium. There's a buzz about the place. People are walking past us with pints in hand, smiles on faces. Will we see some FA Cup magic here? Remember, if Hampton get past Eastleigh, and that is a tough task, they will make the first round for only the 5th time in their 104-year history. So it's fair to say there's quite a lot on the line here. And it's a huge game. The Beverley is bouncing, and we are all very, very excited for what should be a very good game. And Jack, the Eastleigh are going to kick off, but tell us. Well, looking at we're at 3 at the back. Give an insight to the formation of what we look like we're playing from the starting positions.
Julian and the coaching staff have not been shy in changing the shape mid-game, but usually we've started every game in a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. Depending on how you see it. I think today especially it will be more of a 2 up front with Kader and Fasamade, who both like to play on the last line and run in behind. I think the man who's going to be the focal point for goalkeeper James Holden is going to be Harry Gardner. And
we are underway here, the roar there of the crowd. But yes, Jack, you're right. Gardner, again, we forget, he's obviously a very important player and has been very important in recent weeks. So here we go, we're underway. So thanks for that analysis, Jack. Jack is very good at that sort of stuff. Not to say that I don't know what I'm talking about in there, but he's much better than me. And we will try and give you a taste of the action and taste of the atmosphere, taste of the flavour, the flavour of what's going on here at the Bev as best we can. Apologies, we can't show you the match action. You're probably thinking, why can't I see what's happening? We can't do that, unfortunately, but you'll just have to look at me and Jack, and hopefully you'll see people behind us or hear the sounds and noises of the Bev that will give you a sense of being there, that's for sure. But thanks very much for joining us. We're underway here. A few exchanging of passing. Alan Massey with the first clearance of the day. I can't imagine that'll be the last one that he does. The experienced captain for Hampton and Richmond Borough, the 36-year-old who will head everything, clear everything, and has been a real rock at the back this season. And it's great to have him on here. But great to have him in the team for the Beavers. But yeah, the ball's just sort of ping-ponging around in the middle third, isn't it?
Always takes a couple minutes
but
to
then
settle.
Jude Mason has tried to find Kadir, but it's cleared away by Eastleigh. But that's not a bad little go, and it's a throw-in literally just in front of us. If you've been to the Bev, we're in the main stand, the old main stand. As you walk in, it's to the left, and we are just inside the Hampton and Richmond Borough defensive half. And Charlie Sayers is about to take a throw-in for us. But there's the presence of Alfie Tuck in midfield. The loanee from QPR has been excellent, the youngster. And we will need him to be again at his best today if we are to get anything from this game. The ball eventually goes back to the keeper, who hits it high, and Alan Massey wins his first header of the day. So that's a clearance and a header already in under 2 minutes. And the ball is just, the game has taken a while to settle a little bit, but Hampton have certainly shown some urgency and pressing. And again, that's probably the fourth kick the keeper's done for Eastleigh there since we started. But Harry Gardner picks the ball up in midfield and tries to find Cader, who might be able to nip in here, and he does grab it. Well done, Cader. The good thing about Cader, he does not stop running, does he?
No, tireless runner, really, really important for our pressing. And he also should be relatively fresh. He's played enough football, come off the bench a lot of times this season. Hasn't started too many games, so he will be determined to make an impact from the off here.
Yeah, exactly. And he has on loan from Bromley. The other, actually, we didn't mention it before, but the other loanee from Bromlley, Nathan Paul Laverley, not able to play. Bromley, we well know, or if you don't know, been one of our star performers this season, and Bromley don't want him cup tied, so that's why he's not playing today, which is a shame. But again, Hampton have got more than enough out there to give this Eastleigh side a really good game, who are mid-table in the league above. But Hampton, until very recently, they're 8th, so have been in the upper echelons of the National League South for most of the season. So there's not too much difference. Of course, Eastleigh are full-time. Of course, the National League has a lot of quality and more resources and better training facilities. Of course, there is that difference, but in terms of positions, not a wild difference, and enough to give Hampton and Richmond Borough fans hope. And maybe this will give Hampton and Richmond Borough fans hope. Back in 2018, in the 4th qualifying round, Hampton and Richmond Borough beat Eastleigh 1-0 to make the first round for the 4th time in their history. I was there that day at Eastleigh's ground. It was a wonderful occasion, and it would be lovely to get a repeat. But again, we will have to work our socks off. And Eastleigh, for the first time now, and they swing the ball in, but it's well headed clear by Harry Thomas, who, along with Sayers, that's lovely skill from Alfie Tucker in the centre midfield. It looked like he was pulled back, and he's asking the referee still, but the referee was not having any of it. And the number 4 there, Humphreys. Yes, I thought I recognised him. I recognise the number 4 now, Humphreys. Western-super-Mare Player of the Season, 2 seasons, and distinctive skinhead. Skinhead. There's no hair on his head. Yeah. I remember him being excellent for Western-super-Mare. He has joined at the beginning of this season and has since then been joined by Scott Bartlett from Western-super-Mare. So linking up with his old manager. But Eastleigh for the first time in the Hampton half. But so far, I say that. Alan Massey's given the ball away poorly, and Eastleigh now have got the ball on the far left-hand side. That was a bit of a mistake there from Massey, but Hampton are going to have to dig in now, and the ball swings in, but that goes towards the keeper. And actually, it was one of those crosses that he overhit, and James Holden had to be fully on his guard, and he kept the ball, but he had to extend his arm to stop it going over the line. It didn't look like there was too much danger, and James Holden looked in control, but certainly a sniff there of an opportunity, so to speak. But we are nearly 5 minutes in. Not much has happened here, and it's 0-0. I think Hampton will be pleased with the overall start. We've certainly not looked overawed, and we've certainly looked ready for the game.
Yeah, game is yet to settle, as is often the case at this level. I feel you test each backline, make sure they're on their P's and Q's, especially with those balls over the top. Now we've started to see it settle, is what I anticipate to be the familiar pattern, which is Eastleigh holding the ball in the back line and then looking to turn us round. We've picked it back up here. Yeah,
Craig Fasanmade on the wing here, who scored 7 goals this season, but has played also. He's played wing back at one point, but he has
opened the season at left wing back against Salisbury.
He did, but he has scored 7 goals, and he's the goal threat for Hampton and Richmond Borough at the moment. I mean, we've got some, Rodari on the bench. Do not forget that. Unfortunately, no Reece Grego Cox, who still hasn't returned since pulling up at Dover, which was a real shame because he was also one-on-one with the keeper essentially and pulled his hamstring, tweaked his hamstring. I don't think he pulled it. He's due to return soon, but yeah, it's and Sam Deadfield playing a very offensive. Sam Deadfield arguably playing the Ronan Silva position. Would you say, Jack, from opening foray of the game?
Yeah, in a very different way. I think when it's Fasamade and Silva, it's that kind of 3-4-1-1. Yeah. Whereas, as I kind of alluded to before, I think Cader and Fasamade are going to play together. But in a sense, Silva and Deadfield will do the same thing, playing that whole
easily with the ball. Just interrupt you there, Jack, but it's right. It's headed by Jack Taylor. It was pretty easy and easy to deal with, but yeah, first real sort of attempt at an attack from Eastley, and that's a hell of a kick from James
long.
Holden, and that actually might go all the way through to the keeper, despite Solcader running in, trying to get the ball. 7 minutes up on the new scoreboard. I say it's a new scoreboard. It feels already a familiar feature of the Beverley Stadium, a wonderful feature of the Beverley Stadium. I don't think it's been hit as many times as people thought either.
You're right.
But anyway, Eastley now, they have had a bit more of the ball, certainly in the last few minutes, but they have, as I say that, they've literally just passed it straight out. And Jude Mason with a quick throw towards the low knee. Alfie Tuck, who's found a bit of space. Lovely weighted ball to Solcader on the left wing.
Need runners in the box.
He's gonna find Sam Deadfield. Oh, it looked like Sam Deadfield got a nick on it and it was going to go to the far post.
Couldn't get the purchase.
I think.
Couldn't get the
enough
purchase.
on it.
Good run though, late run.
Very good run. Very good run. Good ball in from Cader. Great play from Alfie Tuck, who, the youngster on loan, the Hampton lad who is at QPR on loan here and has been excellent since he's arrived. He just he doesn't look like a youngster at all. He's it can be muck and bullets in the National League South. And again, as I say that, Alfie Tuck has picked the ball up lovely and time. He doesn't panic, does he? And that's a lovely ball from Harry Gardner to Sam Deadfield, who's now in the hole. And Solcader into the box, shoots! Off the post! And he gets the rebound. It's a superb block from Eastley. Jude Mason shoots! Oh my God! It's a wonderful save on the left hand. Well.
Now we're in it. Now we're in it.
The Beavers have,
and the crowd responds.
The Beavers have woken up wonderfully there. I'll just quickly recap that. Brilliant play, Gardner to Deadfield, to Cader, who had a lovely shot. It beat the keeper, but it hit the post, bounced back out. Cader nearly got hold of the rebound, but it was a brilliant diving block from the Eastley defender. The ball came back out to Jude Mason, who hit a delightful rising ball to look like it was going into the top corner, but it was well saved, and it's the first corner of the game for Hampton. Great play from the Beavers. Can they make this count? Sam Deadfield on the left-hand side swings the ball in, but it hits the back of the number 4 for Eastley, and it's in the corner number 2. This is promising from Hampton and Richmond Borough. They have started, they've started well, and you can hear the fans to the right of us. Beavers, they sing.
We had the best angle in the house for that
we
half
did.
volley,
If that had gone in. Anyway, the ball corner goes in, it's a bit too deep, and
through.
Harry Thomas might not make it, or will he make it? No, he doesn't quite make it.
Also, just really quickly want to answer a question in the chat, asking for a picture of the dugout. Unfortunately, due to other camera requirements, we can't provide that at this moment, but potentially for future watch-alongs, we may bring that back. I know it was a popular feature.
Yeah. And you will see Jules. If I can describe what is mostly happening and what will mostly happen during this game, is Jules will be pacing up and down in his khaki slacks and his black polo shirt, living and breathing every pass, every moment of the game. But it's been a good couple of moments for Hampton and Richmond Borough, and there's a bit of pressure now on Eastley, but they've recovered the ball at the back now. And Louis Fernandez, formerly of this parish, a lovely bloke, a brilliant footballer, and it's really pleasing to see him do well for Eastley. I hope he doesn't have a good game today, but he did very well at Hampton and Richmond Borough. He scored 8 goals, 67 appearances, looked a real class act and looked like a player who could play in the league above, and that's what he's doing for Eastley. But hopefully it's not a great return for him, but he did do a lovely interview in the programme, the matchday programme today. So he has affection for the Hampton and Richmond Borough cause, and as I was saying that, and that's a very good play from Charlie Sayers, and I've got to say, Sayers and Thomas alongside Massey. I know we've conceded 3 last week, we conceded 3 at Dover, but on the whole this season, those 2 youngsters have really performed very well, offensively and defensively. So it's been very impressive, and so far it's a good start for the Beavers. If you're just joining us, tell us where you are, tell us where you're watching us, tell us if it's somewhere really nice. It's nice weather here today, but it might be even nicer where you are. And thank you for joining us. It's currently 0-0. Hampton have had 2 very good chances, 1 hitting the post, 1 great save, but Eastley are on the attack now, and it goes towards Jordan. Is it Jordan Cousins? I think I can't see the number on the back.
24.
Yeah. Sorry, 17. Lundstrom. Josh Lundstrom. Sorry,
who kicked the game off.
And they're on the attack now, but yes, Hampton and Richmond Borough definitely have come closest on 2 different occasions here. Good start from the Beavers, but mindful that we've got a full-time outfit here. We've got a very strong team here with Harry Gardner nearly picked it out. Harry Thomas hits it long, and the always rushing Cader, and the goalkeeper has made a terrible hash of it. Louis Fernandez has to control it, but to be fair to him, does very well, plays it back. No mistake this time from Nick Townsend, the keeper, who made over 170 appearances in league football. I think it was mostly with Oxford United, I think. But yeah, I wouldn't say that's a sign of them being rattled, but it's fair to say there's no discernible difference at the moment, I would say, between the two sides. They've had a little bit more of the ball, I would argue, Eastleigh, but only in the backs around.
Yeah, and that's nothing we're not used to seeing. Torquay came here and did the same thing to a slightly lesser extent. Dagenham and Redbridge did the same thing. So we're a team which is very comfortable without the ball. We've given away a foul
Free
there,
kick,
which he definitely won the ball.
It looked like he won the ball, didn't it? Yeah. I mean, he did go in quite hard.
Studs were up, but it wasn't with too much force.
No, I think a bit unlucky there, but Eastleigh now recycling the ball. We've seen a lot of Fernandez, Davis and Taylor in front of us here, just passing the ball around, and the other defender for Eastleigh, who now hits it out to the right-hand side towards Davis, but it's too hard. What I would say is Hampton have been more sure of their passing so far in this game.
Yeah.
Eastleigh have not quite settled when they're trying to do something a bit more expansive.
Yeah, I think, with the away side, that's not uncommon. Maybe they're just a little bit more lactic acid in those legs. It's going to take them 10 to 15 to get into the game rather than 5 to 10. But a very promising start, I must say.
Craig Fasamande's on the hooves of number 3 here. And it's well tackled. It's well defended by Awaka, who was the guy who blocked the rebounded shot from Kader, who played at Maidenhead with Alan Massey. So those two will know each other. But Eastleigh now there. It looked like Fasamade might sneak past Vokins and get the ball. He's a real terrier, isn't he, Fasamade, with his running as well as his good finishing. But he was a bit unlucky there, and the ball bounced a bit more kindly for Eastleigh. But once again, Davis, they are going down the right-hand side here a lot. I don't know whether they see a weakness or they have more strength on that side, but Davis and Taylor are the guys they keep looking to get the ball to, and Davis now will probably get the ball in a minute, and it's one of those ones. I got that one right actually for a change. Davis in front of us here on the left-hand side, but plays it back to Fernandez. There's no doubt about it. Eastleigh have had more possession. I say no doubt about it. They've had slightly more possession but mainly along the back line and trying to find an opening. But Hampton have been compact and have stayed firm so far. We're in the 15th minute. It's still 0-0. 0-0 here at the Bev, which is bouncing. But Davis in the edge of the box cuts inside. But stumble there from Mason, but he got away with it. And Hampton are on the attack again. Fernandez, great header. Sam Deadfield picks it up lovely there. And Sol Kader is going to try and take the sting out of the attack maybe a little bit. But then he tries to find Deadfield, a bit mix up in communication, because that was a bit of a chance there, wasn't it, really? Yeah, it's a shame. But they were both on slightly different wavelengths. And Kader wins the ball back, and he goes in. He's doing well, Kader, today. He's definitely justifying it, but Massey has to mop up down at the other end now with all the composure and skill of the experienced centre defender that he is. Eastleigh now are on the attack down on the right-hand side. It's a throw into Hampton and Richmond Borough, right? So, Jack, you've got to be happy with that. 15 minutes in so far. Hampton have had the better chances, 2 really good chances, and containing Eastleigh pretty well, I would say, at this stage.
Yeah, very. We're comfortable out of possession, but we look dangerous on the counter-attack. That latest chance, the Charlie Sayers almost now trademark channel ball with his left foot curving round onto the run, picked up second ball from Deadfield, and like you alluded to, Deadfield has already picked up some nice positions kind of in between the lines, especially which led to that chance from Kader, which was the best of the game so far. We all know that Deadfield does his best work with the ball at his feet, and by dropping into those spaces, hopefully he'll see a lot of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a big fan of Sam Deadfield. In his 3rd spell for the Beavers, I've loved having him here for every time he's been here. And I think he's done really well in recent weeks, actually, especially as he didn't start necessarily at the beginning of the season. But Eastleigh on the attack. Humphreys swings the ball, but that's another wayward pass. Eastleigh don't look like their full-time outfit at the moment. I'm certainly not cast. There's a long way to go in this game. But what I'm saying is they don't look as composed as I would argue Hampton have been so far. And they're just finding a few wayward passes, and they're hitting it too long or hitting it too wide when they try and do something different and be more expansive. But yeah, like I said, there's a long way to go. But Hampton will take heart from this. Thomas with the long ball upfield. Aweka, who's probably been the best player for Eastleigh so far, with a great block. But
second ball again.
There's Sam Deadfield picking it up in that pocket, like you said. Alfie Tuck there, unlucky. Good tackle and well pressured by Eastleigh. And now they're on the attack with number 10, McGuckin. And
it is a 4-2-3-1 for Eastleigh today.
And Davis on the right-hand side again. I tell you what, him and Fernandez have touched the ball more than probably everyone else on the pitch, but without real penetration. But anyway, as I say that, on the left-hand side, and again, it's another overhit pass.
The quality, as soon as they get into that final third, whether it's in the air or on the ground, is just lacking for the away side at the minute.
Yeah. But I've got to say, the Bev is looking and sounding magnificent. Eastleigh fans are making a noise. I've got to say to them, fair play. I mean, they were banging the drum from 2 o'clock, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was almost like
they
were warming up to do the drumming, which, you know, was a little bit like I was trying to get my head around, and we were trying to type the team sheet out and make sure we didn't get anything wrong, and all we could hear was the drum. But fair play to the Eastleigh. The journey's not a million miles away, but yeah, fair play to them for the they haven't been here since 2012, so a few of them, and certainly the ones with the drum, probably weren't even born when Hampton were.
Yeah, there were some fresh faces.
Yeah, there were some fresh faces,
in the
and great to see them. You know, again, they could be at home playing FIFA or watching Soccer Saturday, but they're not. They're here. Eastleigh on the attack now. The ball swings in, and it's dangerous. Luis Fernandez on the right-hand side crosses it back in. And it's a shot, but it's a good block there. That's the first chance, really, for Eastleigh. And it all started down the left-hand side with a great cross in.
The first moment of quality, really.
It was the first moment of quality. We were saying that there hadn't been much penetration, but there was some good penetration there on the left-hand side. The ball swung in. It sort of ping-ponged, and in the end, it had to be deflected. And it's a first corner for Eastleigh now, just to the right of us here, in front of the Beaver Lodge, the bar here, if you've ever been to the Bev, right in front of it. It's hard to see, actually, because normally we get a good view, but the rows are packed. Anyway, the corner goes in towards Luis Fernandez, and it's a great header by Gardner. There's a half-hearted appeal from the Eastleigh fans behind the goal there for a corner, but it's gone for another corner there. Not much doing. It was a deep corner, too deep for Fernandez, really, but the ball hung about, and then Gardner headed it, and it bounced out away for corner number 2. We are nearly 90. We're in the 19th minute. It's Hampton and Richmond Borough 0, Eastleigh 0, and Eastleigh with their second corner of the game, matching Hampton's 2, swinging in. It's quite near the post, and James Holden has to do well to punch that. It's a good punch as well, actually.
Very good punch.
Gone all the way outside the box, and Sol Kader tracking back. It does not stop running, that lad. I do like that. And James Holden comes to claim the cross in, and that's well done. He's looking to break now. Harry Gardner can see Kader on the right-hand side, but instead he goes for Fassamanda. He doesn't get either of them. But then saying that, Kader's hurrying and hassling again. I'd like to know what Kader's had for breakfast, Jack. he is all action again today. Like he has been, to be fair. Yeah. He is a non-stop runner and threat and hassler. A real nuisance, I can imagine. But Eastleigh have got the ball in midfield and now on the attack. Number 17, it's good tackling by Charlie Sayers. Well done.
Combination.
Sam Deadfield does extremely
well. The referee's played advantage, so that should be brought back.
No, I mean, what?
Okay, I guess that was advantage.
The referee did play advantage, but unfortunately, the ball was not good from Kader, and it's gone straight back. And I have seen the referee pull it back, though.
You've seen those pulled back. I think the referee we saw, he made a very distinct gesture towards Kader, saying that was your advantage.
Yeah.
But we were in our own half, and it was ambitious ball.
Let's be honest. If he got it right, we wouldn't be complaining. And he just didn't get it right in that occasion. But again, big part of the game so far for the Beavers. Kader, he's hit the post. He nearly scored with the rebound, and then that was followed up lovely by Jude Mason with a lovely drilled. One of those shots that just always seems to be rising, but never enough over the bar, and the keeper had to make a save. But Eastleigh, we did have to have a block against Eastleigh, and it's probably, that was probably a half chance, but Hampton have had 2 very good chances, if not 2.5 chances. Yeah, but it's still 0-0.
I was really impressed how quickly we got bodies in front of the ball for their shot after that set piece, which did catch us out, that short set piece. But once it did come into the box, we adjusted well, and it was going to be really hard for him to score from there. And, just a dog just going past if you're ever That's my dog.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Anyway, Eastleigh, and it's
the box.
I'll recap that. Sorry, I got distracted by the dog. The ball on the right-hand side came in, and I think it was number 8, Taylor, the captain.
Yeah, playing right wing today.
Got his foot on it, and it looked like one of those ones that was curling away from James Holden, but he got down. Anyway, Hampton on the attack now, and it's right down the other end really quickly. Solcader goes past Luis Fernandez.
Needs to get
one
off.
Goal, and it's a great shot, and it's a great block from Luis Fernandez. Well done, Solcader, though. Really, and that's a great chance, but I've got to say, Luis Fernandez showing why... showing why he left Hampton to go and play in a high level, but Solcader a bit unlucky there. He was trying to find that opening. Maybe could have done a shot a little bit earlier, maybe, but I might be being harsh on him there.
Yeah, he did really well to initially, to kind of manufacture the slice of good fortune as the ball broke for him in between those two centre-backs, but Fernandez did really well to recover and get back across.
Let us know where you're listening or watching. It would be really good to know where you are. Obviously, you couldn't be here in the Bev, which is absolutely bustling today. It really is. Free kick for Eastleigh now. Nearly halfway through this first half, and Hampton and Richmond Borough have to be encouraged with where they've played. I've got Solcader, probably the bright spark at the moment for the Beavers going forward, but Eastleigh have got the ball now just inside the Hampton half, and will look to get the ball in, and Luis Fernandez, I imagine, will be up there, who scored goals for Hampton, and we've seen him score goals. Oweka's a big stick as well, as they say, and he wins the ball at the back stick, but it's headed clear. But Taylor, the captain, the 33-year-old, he played for Wales, played a game for Wales, but it's a foul according to the referee. And yeah, Hampton and Richmond Borough will probably just take a time to settle a little bit, allow James Holden the ball, the free kick in the penalty box. And come on, Hampton! The fans are singing behind at it is the Keith Hussey stand. The sign's not there anymore because the new scoreboard got put there. But yeah, it's 0-0. I would have taken this. I think any Hampton fan would have taken this. Maybe would have preferred if one of the chances had gone in that we had earlier on. But Solcader turns lovely. Turn. Oh, he gets the ball over, shoots, and he's just leaning back ever so slightly. Cader again, the danger man, and that was a third crack. Actually, no, fourth decent effort. I think he was just slipping because he was twisting and turning, and he sort of scuffed it a little bit, and it went out for a goal kick. But fair play, winning the ball again. He's posing a real handful for Fernandez there, and he's no slouch, Fernandez.
Yeah, very ambidextrous as well. 2 shots on either foot so far. I think that one was always going to be difficult. Initially, a good turn, but couldn't find the finish.
Well played there by Easy to win the ball in midfield, straight from the goal kick. The ball goes forward now to the number 10. McGuckin, who swings a lovely ball in, but to be fair, it looked a lovely ball, but it always then, once you saw the big orange presence of big James Holden, it looked comfortable, like it was going to end up in his hands. And Paul Field, we haven't seen much of Paul Field going forward, and that's not a bad ball towards Sam Deadfield, not quite to him, but he does win. Great touch. He does win the second ball there, Sam Deadfield. And Cader out to Jude Mason now. Charlie Sayers overlapping. This is a good chance for Hampton and Richmond Borough. Sayers on the left-hand side. The ball was a bit too short for him, I would say. But the ball goes out for a throw-in, and Hampton now in the final third. I think there was just that little bit of, it just needed a little bit more pace. He
needed to play forward. He went feet basically, and I think honestly, it's one of those ones. If it was raining, might have the right pace on it.
Yes, exactly. Sam Deadfield receives the ball from the throw-in, but it's well cleared by Eastleigh, and they hit the ball long, and it's probably going to go for a throw-in just in front of us.
Just stayed in, and
lovely
bit of skill from a man with a toddler in his arm.
There's a guy carrying a toddler here, right, and the ball looks like it was going to hit him, but he's just moved a little bit forward and back-heeled it beautifully. I don't know if that's on any of the cameras, but that was beautiful. Holding a young girl, but expertly back-heeled there. Well done, sir. You may have heard the oohs and ahs of the people just in front of us, because it was right in front of us. So, hey, that was a bit of entertainment off the pitch, and the Beverley is looking glorious today. It really is. The sun is shining. The autumn is started. The leaves are starting to turn. This tree-lined stadium that always looks lovely, particularly so in autumn with the different colours. And it's a beautiful day, Jack, and actually it's pretty warm as well, I would say. I'm sat here in October and I've no coat on. Jack's actually got a shirt on.
I know.
Just a shirt. I mean, this is, I've only got a tracksuit top on, but fair play. It's a nice, I imagine it's a much more warm occasion than you imagine a 4th round qualifying. Although that said, the Eastleigh game when Hampton won in 2018, I do remember that being a particularly warm occasion as well. But
given away there.
Harry Gardner it's a bit of
looked to play quickly,
yeah, he
too quickly.
He was interrupted by number 4, Humphreys, who then lays it off to Vokins, who's had a bit more of the ball on the left-hand side. They've been a bit more down the left-hand side, and it's well done by Massey. He read that so well, but it's a shot.
What a shot.
And I say what, that's a hell of a goal. I was just talking about Sam Vokins, and you know what? The ball's bounced to Vokins. He's had a little stab at it, and he has looped, and it's looped in. I don't think there's anything James Holden can do there. I don't think there isn't anything he can do there. It's a chance that a team that are full-time and professional, that you can't really give them that opportunity. And, you know, sometimes that's going to go over, but it didn't go over. It went into the top corner, and that's a lovely finish, really, from Vokins, isn't it, Jack?
I mean, if you're going to get beaten as a keeper, you'd rather it be something like that than a scrappy one. Especially when a team of a higher quality, at least on paper, comes to your stadium. You want to get beaten by moments of quality rather than mistakes.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'd never like to concede a goal, but I'll tell you what, that was some finish on the half volley from the left back.
Because he did. It's not like he had a run up. He was literally stationary,
standing,
and he's standing, and yet he stabbed at it. But it looped in lovely, and I've got to say that is. I agree with Jack. If you're going to concede goals, then no one wants to concede a goal. But at least it wasn't a real mistake. I mean, we didn't clear it particularly well. That's what Jules will look at. But it's 1-0 to Eastleigh. 26th minute, I think that was the 27th minute that goal was.
Might just be 27th.
It's a shame that because
we've been the better side.
We've been the slightly better side. Certainly had better chances, but that is the quality, isn't it? Standing start, flicked his leg out, stabbed at it, but I tell you what, he hit it lovely, and fair play to him. He reeled off to the Eastleigh fans behind the goal, who are now banging the drum in excitement. But it's 1-0 to the National League team. But Hampton and Richmond Borough have certainly impressed so far, so there's no need to get too upset just yet. But yes, Fasamade on the right-hand side lays it back to Paul Field, who puts in a nice ball, but I think it's deflected, and does it go out for a corner? It does.
Good response from the Beavers.
Good response from Hampton, because it could have been very easy to quickly your heads to drop, but fair play.
Yeah.
Back at it, and there's a corner for the Beavers only moments after Eastleigh open the scoring and make this third qualifying round 1-0 to the Spitfires. We've got a lovely badge, I have to say, recently redesigned. Anyway, Sam Deadfield swings the ball in to the far post. Ooh. And actually the keeper has to try and pour it away, but it doesn't go out. Back towards Alfie Tuck, who doesn't quite connect with it, but it's only sort of hoofed clear by Aweka, who does just get he seems to be in the right place at the right time, Aweka, I've got to say. Him and Fernandez, they're a big pairing there, and they've got Vokins and Davis either side of them. So anyway, Hampton another throw in here, Alfie Tuck. But yes, positive signs from Hampton. Let's not get too discouraged, but a moment of real quality there, separating the two sides here, you'd say. And Alan Massey trying to win the ball there, brilliant defended, and Harry Thomas hits it long. I think you'd be really harsh to find a real massive fault in the goal there. It's just a good finish by a good player at a good moment. Anyway, Harry Gardner finds Jude Mason. That's brilliant. He's going to swing the ball across, and it's well cleared by Aweka. That man again. That's probably the third time he's made a decisive block or clearance. Well done. What a ball that was. And anyway, the ball goes back all the way to Holden.
Everything's fine.
But I tell you what a kick that is, and it's Aweka's header again. I tell you what, we're not messing around here. We are going for it. So fair play, Beavers. We've recovered, it's fair to say, and that was was another chance. And Jude Mason did well there, because that was a good ball into the box, wasn't it?
Very good ball into a dangerous area. One thing I will say is that it's not the worst time to concede. We still have time to get back into it in the first half. It's not like conceding on the edge of half time.
Caden wins the ball.
Has he beat him?
He hasn't beaten
Aweka's done very well again.
He's done well defensively.
He's their best player so far.
He is, isn't he? But
he's been involved so much on the defensive end and got his head on some things attacking-wise. But I will say, obviously we've started the season very well, but we have been prone to conceding, sometimes conceding first as well. So this is not a position that we're unfamiliar with, and we have shown on many occasions that we can score not one, not two, 3 goals.
Real resilience. And again, AFC Croydon, if we're talking about the FA Cup, went behind AFC Croydon twice. Did we go behind?
Yeah, went behind. Yeah, they scored a shock
could have
opener.
gone behind against Merthyr, but James Holden saved the penalty. So, again, it's not unfamiliar territory for the Beavers. But Harry Thomas hits it wide towards James Holden, and he's asked a lot of him there, and Holden has kicked out for throwing just on the halfway line. A little bit uncomfortable there for Holden, a little bit uncomfortable pass by Harry Thomas, but luckily crisis averted there for the Beavers, who are losing 1-0 to the Spitfires. The Beavers versus the Spitfires. What a great couple of nicknames they are.
Yeah. Let me just get something in the comment. Jill Stingray asked, does anyone know where to watch the actual game instead of commentary? Of course, it is not available for broadcast due to the 3 p.m. blackout rule, as has been custom in England for a very long time. So unfortunately, we can't watch the live broadcast, but we are doing our best to bring you as close to the action as possible, both from an analytical standpoint, but also an emotional one, to make you feel like you're right here at Beverley Stadium.
Exactly right, yeah, and the 3 p.m. rule is in existence for the benefit of non-league football clubs like ourselves. So it means that people aren't staying at home watching live Premier League, Football League matches, instead of going to watch game in the flesh and experiencing games live in person and experiencing football at its best, I would argue. But I appreciate everyone can't do that, and let us know if you're watching or listening in from far and wide. We'd love to know where you're listening in and watching in. But so far, 33rd minute, is Hampton and Richmond Borough 0, Eastleigh 1, and they're looking for a second here, but the ball's well played by Charlie Sayers, who finds Jude Mason, who probably should have done a bit better there, but it's gone for a throw-in on the right-hand side. Humphreys for Eastleigh. Hampton and Richmond Borough now defending as the two ball players in midfield for Eastleigh, Taylor and Humphreys. It's quite hard to tell them apart. Very good ball players, and they're passing the ball around, and they've recycled the ball. It looks like Vokins there, the goal scorer. Really was a lovely finish. He'll really enjoy watching that back. He enjoyed the celebrations in front of the Eastleigh fans. Running towards the cameraman, very good. He'll enjoy that. That'll be good on his Instagram later on this week, and he deserved it with the finish of real quality, and not much we could have done with that, I would argue. Maybe we could have probably cleared it better. I don't think there wasn't anyone not chasing or pressing. It was just a moment of real quality, and that means that Spitfires are winning this game so far. But Hampton and Richmond Borough are still very much in this, and have had good chances and shown that they can attack and cause issues for Eastleigh defence. So they will hopefully continue that. And Vokins now, and Eastleigh just taking the sting out of it a little bit, keeping control of the ball. Oweka and Fernandez, and then out to Davis, I think it is, yeah, and then it goes to Humphreys. They've had a lot more. They've had more of the possession, but Hampton have been more incisive. And Charlie Sayers now going to have to defend the number 10 McGuckin, who does find some little pockets. The ball swings to the far post, free header, and it's in. And it's goal number 2 for Eastleigh. That is disappointing. The first one, there's not much you can do about it, I would say, but a free header at the far post, that's disappointing, that, Jack. I know Jules will be disappointed with that. I know the players will be disappointed with that. But it's 2-0 Eastleigh, and the National League side now have taken the control of the game with a good header at the back post. A good cross, to be fair, but that's a shame, that, Jack. Hampton and Richmond Borough will be annoyed about that, because we've been pretty solid. Across from the right-hand side, Paul Field there, or the right, Harry Thomas, where, I don't know, one of them has lost their marker there, and it's an easy header, and James Holden, I don't think, can do much there.
Yeah, I'll get to your chats and comments in a sec, but just on that, I think we're disappointed. It was definitely a deep run, late run into the box from, I believe, number 15, Saunders, left winger.
Yeah.
It's always disappointing when you have a free man, and I think the disappointment is obviously heightened when that's exactly the kind of mistake I was talking about that we didn't do for that first goal. That one is preventable against any side, and it just hurts that much more against the side in the league above.
And it's the second one. It's 10 minutes to go in this first half, and after a positive start and a couple of really good chances, Hampton and Richmond Borough find themselves 2 down at home here against the Spitfires, who are starting to really take ascendancy of this game. And that's a lovely ball towards the number 10, but it's well headed clear by Alan Massey. But somehow McGuckin's got the ball back, and he's actually looked really lively, and a bit like Cader, but probably a little bit more physical presence. But Eastleigh now looking for a third here, which would really be disappointing for the Beavers. And it's a shot well blocked by Sam Deadfield, and it's out. But Paul Field is giving the ball away now. Hampton just need to probably just dig in here a little bit and just put the anchor down and just weather the storm a little bit, because what we don't want to do is concede another one, Jack. Yeah,
don't. Instead of trying to get one back immediately, just avoid the 1-2 punch. Just make it into the corner at the end of the round. and avoid that knockout.
But yes.
Which, it wouldn't be a death sentence, but it'd make our job a whole lot harder conceding a third before half-time here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said, Hampton and Richmond Borough certainly had the better chances in the opening stages of this game. Hit the post, one really good block, and then one really good save before Eastleigh sort of slowly but surely came into the game with scoring a great goal in the 27th minute, and then 8 minutes later making it 2-0. So it's going to be difficult for the Beavers, there's no doubt about it. It's certainly not impossible though, so let's retain faith and hope. And again, there's no point looking up on our heads. We've shown that we can actually create a few chances. You've just got to hope one of those goes in and hope that Lady Luck somewhere is smiling on us a little bit. So, yeah. But that second goal was definitely preventable, and I know that will disappoint Jules because we have been pretty solid on the whole this season. We have conceded a few goals more recently than we have the rest of the season. But first one, great goal. Second one, definitely preventable, and that's a frustration, I think, and it's hard not when you're 2-0 down to not get frustrated. But Hampton, well, there's still plenty of football left here, and yeah, who knows? But yeah, it's definitely, you can hear the Eastleigh fans now banging the drum. At the present, it's a great away day for them so far, for the travelling guy up from Hampshire, up the M3, and at the moment they are in the ascendancy here. And Jack, I think it'll be a bit of frustration for conceding the second. First one, I know we keep saying it, but yeah. But to be fair, we've just got to dig in now, I think, and like you say, probably go into half-time, regroup, maybe make... We haven't got huge options on the bench. We've got Rowan Ince, I mean, again, he's not played much football at all, but quality's there. But we're not finding, I think now what the difference is between this and the second 20 minutes, I would argue, we haven't been quite as composed, quite as assured in our passing, probably a bit, and it's probably switched that way, whereas Eastleigh weren't as assured in their passing.
They've come into the game, I think it's one of those where you concede a few and you want to imbue that sense of a greater sense of urgency, but there's a fine line between urgency and rushing. And I think we've just rushed.
By McGuckin there, lovely chest towards number 17, Josh Lundstrom. McGuckin's played well in the last 15 minutes, and it looked like it might go through to Saunders again, but it's well picked up by Fasamade.
That's well played from
Deadfield. Plays to Deadfield, but it looks like we've given the ball away, and that's probably the third time in recent transitions that we've given recent attempts to get out of the box that we've given the ball away. So, yeah.
Struggling to play out now in the last 5. We've really...
Yeah. Thomas to Tuck. Yeah, and that was unlike how we did in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're just not enjoying the same
the ball
space.
Away. We're trying to. I think we're snatching a little bit now, and there's a chance now. Number 17 shoots, and that's a great save.
Did he get a fingertip on it? He did. It's a corner.
And it's 17. Josh Lundstrom, one across goal. We gave the ball away. The masses of our own downfall there a little bit. We didn't need to give the ball away in the central areas. Great break from Lundstrom, who drove into the box and hit a lovely shot. Fair play to James Holden. He's got down low and it's gone out for a corner, and I think that's corner number 3. It might even be corner number 4 actually.
Yeah,
for
I believe it's 4.
I think it's 4. But like I said, Hampton probably need to get into the dressing room, sit on the stool, take a breather, regroup, because at the moment it's pretty much all Eastleigh, certainly in the last 10-15 minutes.
Yep.
They've scored twice in that time. It's Hampton and Mitcham Borough 0, Eastleigh 2. The ball goes to the edge of the box. Vokins, who scored a beauty before, shoot, well blocked by Fasamade. But then number 24, Cousins, gets the ball on the edge of the box, and they've got their tails up, haven't they, Jack? You know what it's like. You're 2-0 away from home. You've scored a great goal. You've taken a great chance. Cause from their perspective, the second goal was a good goal for them. They've worked that lovely. And, their tails are up. Like I said, we probably need half-time whistle to come, can't we?
Yeah, I think, it just makes their life so much easier getting that early one. And now they can really play with a lot more freedom. Are we anticipating another corner here? I believe so. Or it could be a long throw. I can't.
It's a long throw. It's hard to tell.
We're slightly obscured here.
The Bev is so busy today we can't actually see, because people are lining the front of the stand, which is great to see. The Beverly, whatever happens for the reigning game, it's great to see the Beverly bustling, and well done for Eastleigh for bringing a lot of fans. Anyway, the ball swings in for a corner. Alan Massey flicks it out with his head to the far post, and that's great tackle from Alfie Tuck, to be fair, but it goes out for a throw-in. And 5 minutes probably. well, 4 minutes of regulation time, maybe 1 or 2 minutes for second half, or injury time, should we say. But yeah, at the moment, it's looking like it's going. It's looking like Eastleigh's day at the moment. It's 2-0 as we wait to get back in the first half, or wait for the half time. But yeah, they're very much in the ascendancy on the scoreline, and certainly in the last 10-15 minutes, possession, territory. It's been Jack, I mean, we got half time coming up. We don't want to panic, but we've definitely fallen a little bit flat in the last 15-20 minutes, and of course goals do that, don't get me wrong, but what do you think, Jules? What would you do if you were Jules? I think there were positives from that half that we can take away, so it doesn't need to be a complete telling off or yelling, or also on the opposite end of the spectrum a complete dejection. No.
This game is still there to be won. 2 goals, obviously significant, but it's not like that's never been done before. Obviously, the old cliche, it's the most dangerous scoreline in football. So
very true, Jack. Very true.
You have to call on all these intangibles, but then there's enough evidence from that first half to show that we can create, we can threaten. We've hit the post, forced some very good saves, won some corners. It's not hopeless for us.
We're on the attack now. Craig Fasamade on the edge of the box. That looked like a foul.
Oh,
he's going to book Fasamade for diving. Not so sure about that.
No chance we can see, to be fair.
Let's see.
Aweka's letting him hear it.
Let's say Aweka agrees with the referee decision. Craig Fasamade doesn't. And pushing and shoving here. Hampton show. Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to have the free kick there because it would have been in a nice position. But the referees have judged Fasamade to have committed an act of simulation, so he gets a yellow card. And Hampton and Richmond Borough now, a couple of minutes to go in this first half. It was nice to get a bit of territory up there and sort of get the ball up the other end for a bit. But yeah, we lost it again, and a couple of minutes to go now in this first half. It is Hampton and Richmond Borough 0. The Beavers 0, Eastleigh, the Spitfires 2. And you have to say, certainly in the second half of this first half, they've been the better side. They took a brilliant chance. The second one was also well worked, but the disappointment from the Beavers to A, let the cross come across, and then B, a free header at the back post, really, which James Holden couldn't really do anything with. And yeah, that's a disappointment, because if it was the other way round, bizarrely, you'd probably feel a little bit less frustrated. But yeah. Either way, it's 2-0, and the National League side, the full-time National League side, are winning this game. And Alfie Tuck tries to find, but it's Aweka who's been very good. But Sam Deadfield picks the ball up. Sol Cader on the right-hand side. That's not a bad little ball towards Jude Mason. Oh, and the ball ping-pongs around, but I thought that Mason might have made that, but yeah, I think it was just behind him. Anyway, Harry Gardner, if the Beavers get something now, then we might be having a very different half-time team talk. Harry Gardner flicks the ball towards. Oh, that's unlucky. I see what he was trying to do. Cader was on his back feet.
Yeah, he just didn't gamble.
Yeah, he didn't gamble there, but a flash there, a flash of encouragement.
It's exactly what we're saying. It's hope. I just want to get to some chats in the comments. Jill, who we mentioned before, you're listening all the way from Ukraine.
Ukraine, lovely, bloody hell.
Yeah,
amazing.
I really appreciate that, as well as Lisa in North Yorkshire, and I know your family's here.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. And Jeff, I would have to disagree with your comment.
Does Jeff say
both literally and figuratively, as it's.
Come on, Jeff.
There's only 2 minutes until half time, so there's still a whole other half of football to play.
Exactly.
And there's been more than enough promising signs from the home side.
Hey, there's no doubt about it. The Beavers will need to step it up in the second half and improve and play like they did in the first half. But let's see the attack now from Eastleigh. Well won by number 8. And it goes towards the far post, but it misses everyone, including our defenders. But it's cleared from Hampton. And Jude Mason hits the ball long towards Cader, so we need to support in there, but it's gone out. It's disappointing that from.
It's hard. Didn't have the right shape on it. It was going
the left fullback. But 1 minute of additional time, and we pretty much played 40 seconds of that. So, yes, disappointing end to this half for sure from the Beavers. But again, slight flashes. You got to pick. You got to be positive and try and find something there. And it's not exactly like we've played terrible. I wouldn't say that at all. We've been undone by a moment of real quality, and then shot ourselves in the foot a little bit. But you have to give credit for Eastleigh with a fantastic cross and a fantastic header. But yeah, it's disappointing. The first half ends here, and it's Hampton and Richmond Borough 0, Eastleigh 2. A half of two halves, I would argue, probably looking back, Jack.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just watching Craig Fasamadi and Sol Kader have a little chat to the ref. I think they're still not happy with, obviously, that simulation card, but also, I think, gesturing some pushing from the centre-backs. But at this level, really hard to get all those calls 100% of the time. It's definitely is going to be more physicality. In general, I think the ref has also let more go than I've seen other refs, even at this level.
Yeah.
So I think our attackers are just voicing their frustrations before they head in.
Yeah, I mean, well, though, funny enough, both sets of coaches and management staff are in the centre circle or on the pitch still, discussing with each other, planning what they're going to say to each other or say to their players as they walk in. Scott Bartlett, recently appointed manager of Eastleigh, he knows this ground like the back of his hand. He's been as manager of Weston-super-Mare 7-8 years. I think he was at Weston for. He's also assistant manager at Forest Green. He knows what the BEAVERS about, and he obviously he's a very good manager. And he did, to take Weston-super-Mare into the second place in the league is a huge achievement, and that's why Eastleigh came calling. But he's still out there talking, and Julian's still talking to Chislett, still talking to Luke Ruddock. They're trying to work out here what they're going to say. I mean, like you said, Jack, you can't go in there kicking and screaming. I don't think that would help. I don't think it would be fair either, because it hasn't been a dreadful performance. It hasn't been a terrible performance. I don't think it's been necessarily a bad performance. We haven't been as good second half of the second half. We've let ourselves down a little bit on a couple of occasions, and we've been down by a piece of real quality. So it's not like we're sat here now going, bloody hell, we're lucky to get in 2-0 there, because I don't think that's the case.
No, not at all.
But you are thinking, what are we going to do to change the momentum of this game? Because at the moment it is very much of Eastleigh.
Something definitely needs to change, but it's not, we always knew this was going to be a tough tie against the team who are 3 matches unbeaten since their new manager have come in. I know they're only 13th in the league, but still that's comfortably mid-table in the league above.
And a very good, strong league, all full-time teams.
Yeah, and they're unbeaten in their last 3. Now they have a manager who was never going to underestimate Beverley Stadium and Hampton Richmond Borough, especially after our start. There's work to be done. Something needs to change. What it is, I'm not exactly sure. Is it personnel? To be honest, I think we just need to pick the ball up in midfield and then go and then turn it around the corner rather than going direct, because I think Eweka and Fernandez have the beating physically of Kader and Fasamade, so it's just a losing battle up there. So if we can get them, maybe turn them around on the ground, just take that couple extra passes, then then it might be a bit more fruitful. But hey, there's a reason I'm sat here rather than in the dressing room right now.
I think you're right. I think certainly fair to say that Eweka and Fernandez settled after the first 20 minutes. Yeah. Kader wasn't getting as much joy. Don't forget the Beavers hit the post, and then the rebound was brilliantly blocked, and then a shot moments after that was tipped over nicely. So
it was a huge save that. We had the best angle in the ground of that shot. It was rising, it looked destined for the roof of the net until he got that hand up and sent it over the bar.
But yes, I think I'm looking at the players that are out there now. The sprinklers have come on, and the players nearly got not a soaking. I think the game, and I think not to say that I think Fasamade or Kader, necessarily deserve to come off, but I think when you've got a player of David Radari's ability on the bench and enthusiasm, I don't think it'll be long before we see him. I'm not necessarily sure that Jules will bring him on straight away. Yeah. But you've got Radari on the bench. You've got Alsop, who I have to say, when he came on last week, he hasn't had as many minutes as I'm sure he would have liked this season. But again, the team's done very well. I don't think it's necessarily a reflection on him. We've just had some very good midfield players this season. I actually thought he did quite well without doing anything too much last week when we were chasing the game against Slough. I thought he's definitely got some skill and quality about him, and who knows, it might be the chance for him to come on and stake his claim and announce his Beverley career, so to speak. But he's on the bench.
Yeah,
we've got Rowan Ince. I'd be surprised if we did see Rowan Ince. But again, last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes, who knows? I don't know. I mean, we got to be careful, haven't we, with Rowan Ince?
What I will say, obviously, coming back from a long-term injury, but and he's definitely more of a defensive player. Yeah,
true. But then he did score some goals for when he was. But yes.
Yeah, sorry, we just got interrupted by a very, very rude patron who happened to be my mum. Who obviously didn't realise we were live. No, but what I was saying, obviously,
you can never ignore your mother. So
no, exactly.
Fair play
Slightly more defensively minded, but he's got a really good physical stature on him. Maybe if we're looking to go long, balls in the box towards the end of the match, he would be useful in that aspect. Eddie Allsop, who you mentioned. He's got a wand of a left foot. We just haven't seen it nearly as much as we would have liked. Again, a player who does his best work with the ball at his feet. He also got a shout-out from Alan Julian before the Merthyr game, and kind of in recognition of his efforts in training, and he realises that he probably hasn't got the minutes he would have liked, but it's not because he's necessarily doing anything wrong. I think we've just had a lot of good players.
And he has mentioned that, hasn't he? And also, I do know, and seeing the players a little bit more off the pitch, I know that he's a very bubbly presence in and around the camp.
Yeah, of course.
That he's not just there to do that, but it doesn't harm his credentials, shall we say? But we've also got, there's a name on there here, McGreevy.
Finn McGreevy.
Now, I don't know too much about this fella, but what I will say is I say fella, is he? He's too young to be a fella. He's 17. Youngster, a young buck. I don't know too much about him. He's recently got promoted from the
under 18
squad. But what I do know is, and having spoken to Jules and a couple of the players, he might be 17, but he is no shrinking violet.
No.
And who knows? Who knows? We might be sat here in 45 minutes talking about the youngster coming on with no fear and doing something amazing and keeping Hampton or in this competition. But hey, in the FA Cup does strange, wonderful things and gives people magic moments. And maybe McGreevy might be his. We've got Callum O'Keefe as well, and Ben Parkinson back on loan, back off from dual registration at Kingstonian, who played every game for them. So he's played football recently. So look, if I know Jules well, been lucky enough to know him as a player, as the manager, and I've got to speak to Jules a lot, and I think he'll be in there now, hiding the frustration that we conceded that second, because I think 1-0 would have been 1-0 would have been okay, quality goal. He'll be hiding that frustration, reminding the players that we were good enough in that first 20-25 minutes. Arguably, with a bit more luck, could have gone in the lead, and essentially it's a cliche, but come out the next 15 minutes. Let's try and win the second half. And if you get a goal first, then it's 2-1. And like you said, 2-0 is a strange score in football.
Yeah, I think you've probably nailed it there. There's just not much more you can say. So you don't want to. The players did enough to not deserve like a massive telling off. They didn't really do all that much wrong. It's just, again, that second goal was very frustrating, and someone did run off, got ran off, but it happens at the very highest level.
Well, and do you know what, Jack? Maybe we're being slightly harsh. I know we said that, I say that, the second goal was preventable. If you look back on it, that will be preventable, but maybe, again, we probably haven't given enough credit to Eastleigh for their, quality of crossing, quality of running, and finding space.
They're
a full-time team.
It was a run. It was a run from very deep. When he did get on, and it was a moment of quality with the cross itself. So, it's not an absolute howler from anyone. It's not a terrible, very obvious mistake. It's just more preventable than the first. It looks worse because of the quality of the first one, I think.
I think you're right. What I would say, Jack, and again, I might be calling this completely wrong, but
no worries.
Of the subs that are warming up,
with
our strength conditioning coach, and when I say warming up, doing proper warm-ups with the leg bands.
Yeah.
The leg bands, which I say proper warm-ups, sort of stuff that I can't do. Jack, you look fitter than me, so I imagine you could probably do them better. But there's three of them. There's Rowan Ince, David Radari, and Eddie Allsop, who's still a little bit I would not be surprised to see some changes just from them. They were taken away separately away from the ball, the younger lads who are just kicking the ball around. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of changes here. And
yeah, at least, if not at half time, at least within 10-15 max.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
No. Exactly what I was going to say. Great minds. And yes, we shall see. But something needs to change. Certainly, going forward for the Beavers, because we are 2-0 down. If you're just joining us, thanks very much. We've got listeners in Ukraine, North Yorkshire. I think that's what someone from Perth in Australia. Well.
Really appreciate
wonderful.
that.
Thank you very much. My mum and my sister lives in Brisbane, and I imagine it's and my mum's over there at the moment. I imagine it's a lot warmer, although it is a lovely day here today at the Bev. 15, 16 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. You can just see the vapour trails from the planes that crisscross over London. But yeah, it's not game over. I'll tell you that. It's not game over.
Far from over.
And if you think it's game over, what's the point? You know,
No.
2-0 down. You're football fans. You've got to have optimism. You've got to have hope. And if you, by the way, you're listening and watching this on Beavers TV, so we're gonna have a positive spin on it. And we've got to be positive, because if we're not positive, the players aren't going to be positive.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think Jules will be quietly frustrated about the way we last 15 minutes, but also hoping that we can play like the first 15 minutes. And then Scott Bartlett, the manager of formerly of Western-super-Mare, is already out of his dressing room. Probably a much easier team talk for him, wasn't it? Just keep doing what you're doing in the last 25 minutes, and maybe we'll score a couple more, but keep it tight, which they did. Aweka and Fernandez definitely got better as the game went on, and Kader wasn't as problematic for those two. We weren't getting the ball to Kader as much either as well, so I think that probably tells a story. But yeah, a pretty happy, I would imagine, Scott Bartlett at the moment, but certainly not I'm trying to think of the word. He certainly won't be counting his chickens for sure. There's still a long way. There's still 45 minutes to go in this game. Thanks very much for joining us. If you are enjoying it, tell your friends. We put a tweet out to remind people if they want to catch on a tweet. To remind people that there's still some football here. There's still 45 minutes of FA Cup football, and who knows? The FA Cup is a magical competition. Maybe, just maybe, we can pull something out of the bag here. And if we did, Jack, if we did pull something out of the bag here, I've got to say it would go down as one of the best moments at the Bev that I would have seen for sure. But we shall see.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a famous victory, but one step at a time, I think. Let's get that first goal before. Get the next goal before 60, hopefully, or 65 at least.
Yeah.
But again, if it doesn't happen, it's all right. It's plenty a match.
Raise the spirits of this crowd here, by the way, which I've just been given the number, and it is the highest attendance of the season, as we expected it would be, given the numbers that we sold in the run-up to this game. But 1,354, which is fantastic. I'd say there's a good couple of hundred from Eastleigh, maybe 250, but I would be confident in saying there's over 1,000 of the Beaver persuasion here today,
100%.
which is bloody fantastic. And hats off to everyone involved in getting this place ready and looking great, and it's a lot goes on behind the scenes. Really boring stuff sometimes that people won't see, and the social media this week and the media team have been fantastic in doing anything they can to get the word out there, and we might have been banging on a bit more than we usually do, but if you can't do that for the FA Cup home game, which with the victors getting you into the FA Cup first round, who knows? So thank you very much for everyone who has helped share the message as well. And chance of Beavers, the players are back out. We go again. It's half time. Jack, let's go for it and see what happens.
Let's do it. Second half to come. I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, obviously, if we can't get up for a game like this, what is there to get up for? I know we've been busy on the socials, but we really appreciate everyone who's here. It looks amazing. It looks really full. As I look to my left and my right, it's really nice to see so many bodies here. A lot of faces, some new ones, lots of old ones. it's a great occasion. Football's been all right, to be fair, so far. Even if it's not been to our liking as Hampton and Richmond Borough fans. But there's plenty of more football to come, and I do have a sneaking suspicion we'll get one back. And
we get one back,
we
and
will
then
not take this line down.
Who knows?
And Davide Radari is stripped and ready to go.
Who's he coming on for?
Let's find out.
Cader's not there warming up. Oh, he is. Sorry, Cader is warming up. He was on the sideline hiding. Who's Radari coming on for here? I'm having a look now. Tuck.
Could be Deadfield, maybe.
Deadfield. Cader on for Deadfield.
Just got word from the insiders behind us.
Sorry, not Cader on for Deadfield. Cader's already on the bloody pitch. Come on. David Radari is coming on for Sam Deadfield by the looks of it, because I can't see Sam Deadfield in the line.
Cader. Yeah.
Number 7,
Confirmation
Davide Radari. Now, we mentioned him. He's been very, very good for the Beavers this season. He scored some important goals for us as well.
What I would say about him, obviously Cader had those 3 or 4 chances. Radari comes alive in the box, in and around the box. He probably has, I mean, it's a tough call because we've had some great strikers so far this season. He probably has the best quality finishing in and around the box, especially that kind of more finesse shot into the corners. Maybe that slight improvement in those areas, that slight composure, is why he's on the pitch for the second half.
And it's a throw of the dice. It is a throw of the dice for sure, because we have arguably 3 attackers now. We have a front 3 of Cader, Radari, Fasamade. Obviously they'll be interchanging, and Jack will keep us up to date on that. And already Radari's won the ball.
Nice,
tries to find Cader. Good start from Davide Radari.
Let me keep an eye on it. It may be a change of shape, but that's hard to tell right now just where the ball is. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it definitely is a change of shape. We've switched to a 4. We've gone... who's pushed up? Oh, yeah, Sayers. Sayers has stepped up into midfield, I believe.
Caused a little bit of havoc there because he is tall. And Alfie Tuck with the ball now. Come on, the Beavers. You never know.
He's got a lot of quality on the ball as well, actually. Out of our 3 centre-backs, he's probably the most...
Yes, I agree,
the most composed. He's also popped up with a goal.
And he has, hasn't he? And a couple of assists, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Jude Mason.
So he does have enough quality to play higher up the pitch.
Yeah. It looks... I mean, what I will say is Ince and Allsop are not sitting down in the dugout. I mean, as I say that, Allsop's about to go and sit down, but maybe not, actually. Allsop and Ince are stripped... well, they've got the New Balance vests on. They're going to get some more training, warming up with Ryan Augustine. So those two, I imagine we'll see them fairly soon. But
yeah.
And again, Harry Thomas has just levered the ball out here behind us on the main stand. Actually hit the roof. It might hit the roof, unfortunately. But yes, it is. If you're just joining us, welcome. It's 2-0 to the visitors at the moment. But Hampton and Richmond Borough have made a change with Davide Radari with some lovely Nike boots on, coming on for Sam Deadfield. So they've definitely changed things up. So it looks like Gardner and Sayers in front of Tuck in midfield at the moment. Like you said, Sayers.
They may rotate a little bit, but I think Tuck is more at the base of the midfield for his passing, like that kind of metronomic passing of just keeping that game ticking over, a bit more like a Carrick than a destroyer of a centre defensive mid.
That's a very good comparison, actually. If you don't know or haven't seen Alfie Tuck play, Carrick he's actually got quite a similar gait to him as well, actually, now you mention it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, we have to defend a little bit here because Harry Thomas, but he does win the ball back and he hits it long towards Davide Radari, who holds it up. Lovely touch. And Aweka, honestly,
he's won the throw.
Best player for Eastleigh.
He's all-action centre-back. He loves to step up as well, use his physicality.
Wearing the Skechers boots as worn by England captain and Bayern Munich forward Harry Kane.
I was in an ad for their first ever boot release as a football journalist.
Right, well, we should definitely revisit that. Maybe if things...
Filmed it
down. Oh, fantastic news. Anyway, Hampton and Richmond Borough on the attack we will come back to that at some point. If not, we will have to cover it elsewhere on social media. But Hampton and Richmond Borough, they're in the final third here with a throw-in on the right-hand side. Harry Gardner's in the box, David Avedari's in the box, Fasamade's in the box, Tuck's on the edge of the box, Sayers, far post Solcader, Jude Mason here, and actually everyone, 9 players are in the box here for Eastie.
It's a good throw.
It's a great throw, but too easy header really for Fernandez. You can't be doing that.
Touched out for a corner though.
Touched out from a corner. Vokins there, who has obviously had a brilliant feat and scored the opening goal for Eastie, a brilliant opening goal, has miscontrolled it there, and it's a corner for the Beavers. This is corner number 4 for the Beavers, I think. And it's 14, we're entering the 50th minute here, and it's 2-0. Hey, a goal now would be pretty good, but we shall see. The ball swings in.
Very deep.
That is very, very deep. Too deep, really. And Charlie says it almost goes to the other corner flag. He hits it back in, and you imagine the Eastleigh keeper's going to come and get that, but Aweka only heads it to the edge of the box. Alfie Tucker thought was going to shoot. He swings it in.
Penalty shouts,
penalty shout there, half.
Jude's got to get to the ball. He does.
Well done,
Jude Mason really well as the last man there.
I think it was more of a coming together. Would you say?
Oh,
yeah.
One of the. Oh no, he is moving. He is moving.
Yeah, he is moving.
Sorry, he was just face down. It looked for a moment he may have been out, but I think he just a little slow to get up. It was definitely a big clash.
David Avedari rushing in, wasn't he? Yeah, I think it was a half-hearted call from behind the goal, and they are 1,354, the highest attendance of the season so far. Well done, everyone that's helped get the message out there this week. That is brilliant, and we've got the highest attendance of the season so far. So far, so good. If you are of the visiting fans, and I think there's probably 250 of them around, I would say. Yeah. They are now the drum has now moved behind the goal in the Keith Hussey stand, but so far so good for the visiting fans. But slightly positive start, I would say. It's good. Slightly positive. I'm not going to get over. We've got it. They swung a ball in, and we looked. David Avedari's had a couple of lovely little touches. Any other day that was, he was on rushing there. I'm pleased to say that the number 8, I think it was the Humphreys. Sorry, for Taylor, who was on the ground, is up and looks pretty okay. And like Jack says, he
probably
was face
just
down.
a sore one, I think, rather than an injury.
But 51. We're back to it in the 52nd minute. So it's 2-0 to the visitors at the moment. Hampton do have to get a goal sooner or later. Certainly, and it would raise this crowd, and this big crowd here, the biggest crowd of the season. And the biggest crowd for some time, I think 1,354 is very impressive, and thanks again to everyone who has helped get Bev in the position to host a crowd of that size and capacity, and hope everyone, and if you are listening, please come. I'm not saying everyone can come from the Ukraine or Perth, Australia. If you're listening and you haven't been to the Bev before, it's a great place to watch football. It's a great place, great atmosphere, great fans, really friendly. And it will be even better if Hampton can get back into this game, or at least get a goal to raise the spirits of the Beaver faithful. There's at least 1,000, I would say, of Beavers supporters today, or Beavers/neutral, should I say? Maybe there might be a few neutrals.
Home side leaning.
Home side, yeah. International break. So there's a few. I've seen a couple of QPR shirts, seen some Brentford shirts. We had some support from their sites, because obviously their teams are not playing this weekend because of the international break. So yeah, we've had a lot of help from the West London crew, so to speak. Hampton has given the ball away there, and that
sloppy, unfortunately.
That was a usual. I mean, I'm not going to say that Charlie says isn't a good passer of the ball, but that looked there like a centre defender's pass who was playing out of position. But anyway, we started okay this second half. Certainly, but as I say, that Aweka, who's been brilliant, pushed off the ball by Harry Gardner. He didn't need much excuse to go down, but I think
the ref's always going to give that one.
The referee's going to give that one all day long. He's a big big lad, and fair play to him. Who's probably been a standout player for Eastleigh, I would say, Aweka.
Yeah, I mean, despite them being 2-0 up, I would give it to the centre back.
I think Taylor and Humphreys have been very just ticked it over and just kept it moving. Certainly. I keep thinking that's my phone.
Sorry.
I thought my phone was ringing there. Anyway, Eastleigh cross to the far, and I mean that's as deep
all
as
the way out.
It might
all
be
the
a
way
corner.
out for
it might
a
be a
goal
corner. Is it? Is it a corner? It is a corner,
Oh, wow.
you know?
Okay.
Or was it a throw-in? Looked like, yeah, it did look like a deflection.
Oh,
Number
Radari's
7.
down.
Oh, this is not good. Unfortunately, Davide Radari has gone
Was
down.
that off the ball? I think
Holding
so. It
his
was
knee. I think it must have been from the collision there that, you know.
Earlier.
He's not looking good here, Davide Radari, who has come on and has not been on the pitch yet 10 minutes. Unfortunately, the physio is coming on. I don't think this looks good because attacker going down in your defensive box doesn't look good, and that would be really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Not just for the Beavers, but particularly so for Davide Radari if he has got too much of a knock there to not carry on in this game. That would be really unfortunate indeed because, didn't start the game. There was a real clash. I can see him demonstrating to the physio there was the clash that happened moments ago in the opposition box. Half-height appeals for a penalty. It looked like the number 8 Taylor came off worse there, and he had to receive some treatment. But unfortunately, his head's in his hands here, Davide Radari, and I'm not too optimistic, if I'm being honest. You know,
it's never. I mean, a non-contact one when they just go down kind of willingly is never good. Testing out that knees are always tricky.
It looks like Eddie Alsop is going to come on now. Whether that is for Davide Radari or someone else, but he's been primed and ready for the last few minutes. Rowan Ince is still getting some pretty intense warm-ups from Ryan Augustine, the strength and conditioning coach. But Eddie Alsop's definitely coming on. I think he's probably going to come on for Davide Radari because there's no real sign here that he's...
What I will say, with the change in shape, that's not the end of the world in terms of personnel. We still have a recognised striker and wingers on the pitch. So Fasamade, who was briefly
very good point, well made, Jack. Yeah.
deployed on the right, will probably, I can assume, take that number 9 role. Eddie Alsop on the left or right, unless they want to invert Kader on the opposite side. So it's not that this is the end of the world in terms of shape. It is a shame, obviously, to lose obviously a good player, but also someone who came on as a substitute himself only 10 minutes ago.
Is he going to try and carry on? But no, he just stood up and he shook his head. He got up and shook his head. He put some weight on it, and that is really unfortunate if he's coming off here. It's unfortunate for the Beavers because, you know, he's a good player. But it's also unfortunate for Davide Radari, who's not been on the pitch for 10 minutes yet, but looks like he might be coming off. He's trying... I don't know. I haven't ruled it out yet. Eddie Alsop is still...
He's not walking with a limp.
He's shaking his head still, though.
But he doesn't look happy.
That might be more out of frustration than not knowing he's coming on. He's just going to try and run down the touchline here. It does. He's running a bit better than I thought, but he's definitely been down a good 2 or 3 minutes, really, getting treatment there. And if that does mean he comes back on, well done the physio for her work. But yeah, we shall see. Anyway, EASTLEIGh have got a throw in on the far side. The ball crosses in, and it's hooked away by Alan Massey, but the ball bounces in front of Paul Field. And now Hampton are going to try and make the attack. But I've got to say, McGuckin, been really impressed with him. He's hassled, and he's
got
really
plenty of Paul Field shirt there.
Yeah, and actually, Paul Field got his as well. But I've got to say, McGuckin...
Yeah, he did well. Both players did well, though. That was a good battle.
Actually, it was a good battle. Offensively, he was very good defensively in an offense position.
Yeah, it was good pressing, harrying. He was the right side of him to... It's really important when you're defending in the wide areas to use the touchline as an additional defender, which he did really well there.
Harry Gardner on the right-hand side. Here we go. Can we get an attack going here? Cuts inside, lays the ball back to Tuck, who was going to pass to Jude Mason. But again, Hampton on the attack on the right-hand side. Fasamade cuts inside. We're on the edge of the box. He tries to curl it in. It always looked like it was going a little bit wide. But what it did also do, it looked like Kader might be able to get a foot on that. A sign.
Yeah, sign. I mean,
you
just needed that shot to have a bit more whip on it. And you're right, it looked like that shot could have turned into a cross for Kader. Important to note, we're also down to 10 here.
Yeah, Davide Radari is walking back round to the dugout, so I would be
I don't know why we can't get Eddie Alsop on now.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper rushed to take his goal kick.
Yeah, clever from the keeper, you would say, to be fair. We'd probably do the same if it was in it. But yeah, down to 10 at the moment. Great tackle by Harry Thomas. Not just a good tackle, retaining possession, but now he's going to have to pick a pass, and he finds Fasamade. Is
it going to hold up?
And do you know what? He's
quick, but
that's
not
very
quick
unlucky from Harry Thomas. That wasn't the worst idea in the world.
No.
But yeah, we just needed a little bit of luck there and a little bit, just an ever so slightly better execution.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea. Outside of the boot, will hold up on that right foot, but genuinely it was it was 2 wingers against all of their back 5 even, a back 4 in the midfielder with no focal point, so it was always going to be really hard to make something of that.
Say it again, got to feel sorry for David Avedari there. Been really impressed with him this season and I've really enjoyed it. He's a lovely bloke as well, and that makes it too much difference. Anyone can get injured, but yeah, I feel sorry for him. On the pitch for less than 10 minutes, he's off again. But is this the chance now for Eddie Allsop, the gold-booted Eddie Allsop, to stake a claim, show, because he's clearly got the ability, there's no doubt about it. We saw that at Lewis last year, very unlucky to get injured and missed most of the second half of the season. There's some ability and technical ability there. It's now being able to do it and taking the opportunity when you get it, isn't it, Jack?
He's got to show it, yeah. I mean, now's the time. It's a big stage. He's wanted minutes all season. Let's hope he can use these ones.
But yes, so we've had 15 minutes of the second half, but I would say at least 4 minutes of that was seen while David Avedari was getting attention for a knee injury that he couldn't quite get the better of, unfortunately. But the Beavers are on the attack now. Paul Field, we need to see more. He's just given the ball away in the centre midfield right in front of us. What I would say is Beavers have not been very clinical in the midfield since opening 20 minutes, and they've given the ball away 4 or 5 times, which is probably not ideal when you're playing a team who are better and have a better technical ability and train 4 or 5 times a week, as opposed to Beavers. So
yeah,
we've been enemies of our own downfall a little bit in midfield, but still plenty of time. That's a lovely ball from Thomas to Allsop. That's the man we were talking about there, who finds Kader. Kader on the left-hand side. This is a chance now. He just tries to find Sayers, and you know what?
Kick as well.
It's a great tackle. I've got to say, Humphreys has not just made the tackle, but he has definitely deliberately kicked that off the back of off the foot of the Sayers, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Well done, Humphreys. Again, the Western-super-Mare player of the season. I remember seeing him play for Western-super-Mare because he's very distinctive. He has let's just say he has no hair whatsoever, so he is extremely distinctive. But I remember him playing for Western-super-Mare and him being one of the best players on the pitch. He joined Eastleigh at the beginning of this season and then was soon followed by his former manager, should I say, Scott Bartlett, who left Western-super-Mare to become Eastleigh manager after Kelvin Davis was left the club. So Scott Bartlett, no stranger to the Bev from his time at Western-super-Mare, wouldn't have come here with under any illusions that it would be a tough game. But so far he'll be happy because it's 2-0 to Eastleigh against Hampton and Richmond Borough. It's 2-0 to the hosts.
Get under it. Someone get
the
under
visitors.
it.
I wish it was 2-0 to the host. 2-0 to the visitors and the National League South side. But there's been a few flashes, but we probably need to really make something happen in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah,
ideally.
It doesn't need to reflect on the score sheet, but at least get the momentum swinging in a big way in the home side's favour. Just a note on the shape, as I kind of mentioned, as the ball just runs out of play after a wayward pass in our final third, unfortunately. Eddie Allsop has found himself on the right-hand side of the forward 3, looking to cut in on that stronger left foot. Sol Kader, left wing, and Craig Fasamade through the middle.
Yeah, I think there is a big crowd here today. It's definitely the Eastleigh fans who have been singing louder, and they are 2-0 up. But I think there's a little bit of apprehension from the Beavers here. I think that we probably need to see something from what works better. Does the crowd inspire the players, or the players are inspire the crowd? Probably a little bit of both.
So, two-way street.
At the moment, it's the drum that's making the loudest noise for Eastleigh and the fans, the away fans, in slightly better voice compared to the Hampton fans, and hopefully we can get something going. But it is hard, isn't it, when you're 2-0 down and not creating loads. But we have been okay. But anyway, quick throw in, but we keep giving the ball away. And I think if we are going to get away back in this game, we've got to stop giving the ball away quite as cheaply, certainly in the centre of midfield. And that was just a throw in, wasn't it? That went straight through.
Opportunistic, but just I think overzealous.
Snatching at stuff, panicking.
Urgent versus rushing. You just rush that.
And I get it. We want to go. We want them to rush, or we want them to get the goal quickly. So I get it. It's tough. And what have we got? I would say we've definitely got 30. We've still got half an hour left with the injury time. So there will be 4 minutes of injury time minimum.
Yeah, Eastleigh keeper taking his sweet time with that goal kick.
Yeah.
Massive
But
wins
even the
ahead.
fans not really sort of rushing it. There's hope. Humphreys again. Honestly, what a player he is. Actually, no, I got confused between Humphreys and Taylor. Both of them are good players, to be fair. Taylor, 33 years old, played for Wales once, and is the captain. But we've given away cheap fouls in some pretty central areas as well, I would say. You know, and well won by good, experienced players. But we have given the opportunity. So Rowan Ince is still limbering up. Maybe we'll see him at some point. I don't know, but. Looked like it was a push there from Charlie Sayers on the back of the defender, but referee saw nothing. The ball swings in to the far post.
Oh.
And do you know what? McGuckin leant back, and honestly, that would have been one of the best goals of the season if it had gone in. And he didn't. He didn't connect as well as he would have hoped.
No.
But the way that McGuckin's played, I think I've been very impressed with him going forward.
Yeah. That
I
sidewinder.
I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd connected and hit the target there. But
as it was falling to him, I was a little worried as it was that sidewinding volley technique, which is it's not the easiest technique in the world, but obviously you don't wear the 10 for nothing.
Harry
so.
Gardner tries to find Fasamade, but and actually that's
not a foul. It's not a foul, referee.
I think it is. He's put his hand up, and he's Luis Fernandez. What's happened there is he tried to find the onrushing Fasamade, but he's sort of loosely grabbed Luis Fernandez, and Luis Fernandez has gone down easier. But again, we've given them the opportunity to win that free kick. I would argue there was no real need, I don't think, to do that. But another free kick to Eastleigh, and again they're going to be they're a good side. They're going to be taking their time. They're going to be making the most of their 2-goal advantage, and Hampton need to find a way back in this game and need to find a way soon. But yeah, we're just looking for that flash of inspiration, that flash of genius, that spark of something, because it just feels a bit flat at the moment.
We need something
off the pitch as well. I think there's a big crowd here today, but it feels,
How composed is that from the 19-year-old, by the way?
From Alfie Tuck?
Yeah.
He's been very good. I think it's the players in front of him that we need a bit more from that spark, that creativity, that's something. But we shall see. You never know. We've still got 24 minutes of regulation time, so there's plenty of time. But what I would say is the midfield pairing of Humphreys and Taylor are picking the ball up lovely in midfield and passing it around quite nice. So we need to just grab the game a little bit by the scruff of the neck, and I think we go backwards there.
There's just not a lot of space in midfield to operate, to be honest.
And I'm not saying for a second, again, we can't have a go at them for rushing, and then when they go backwards so they can't see something. But it feels it just needs that something. I keep saying it, and I'll keep
a little
saying
static.
It's just a little static. Paul Field on the right-hand side, who's done really well this season.
He's got to beat someone.
He does beat someone. He's still got the ball. He's harassed by 3. I've got to say, we've seen good play from Paul Field going forward this season, but he's been well marshalled defensively by Vokins.
Yeah.
Saunders has tracked back nicely. And even Humphreys there is dropping back, not allowing Field much time or space on the ball. And where he has had that on a few more occasions this season against National League South sides, but there's no doubt about it. Eastleigh have done their homework a little bit there, and Paul Field has not had as much of the game as he has done in recent times. And Eastleigh looking pretty solid here.
Oh, that looked like a handball.
Yeah, it was a handball.
Alan Julian's not happy, but unfortunately it's just too far down the sleeve.
67 minutes, 68. Well, we're in the 68th minute. The scoreboard shows up there. It's yes. Like I said,
we need something quick now, I think.
I think we do need something to spark. And again, football can change in an instant, as it did do, you could argue, when Eastleigh scored their wonder strike after some Hampton chances. That's a lovely little dummy there from Jack Taylor. Number 17, Saunders. Vokins number 3 here. I got to say, I've been, apart from the first 20-25 minutes, I think Eastleigh have done what I would describe so far as a pretty professional, organised job, and demonstrated that they have been, better. They're a better team on paper. They're full time. They've got quality. I think they've been quite dare I say, comfortable. I mean, again, as I say that, Lundstrom picks the ball up but then plays it back. It's
just comfortable for them, like you said. It's just comfortable.
And hey, they are a full-time team in the league above, and they're 2-0 up, so they can be more comfortable and a bit more. However, again, they're managing this very well, I've got to say. The second half, it could have been. Humphreys tries to find Taylor, but it's only headed as far to Saunders on the edge of the box.
It's not a foul.
Who tries to. I think he slipped actually there. I don't think he was looking for anything there. He didn't even put his hands up.
Yeah, just ran away.
I mean, it's easy for Alfie Tuck to pick the ball up, but we lay it out to the left. We lay it out to Paul Field, and we lay it out to Jude Mason.
Cater in behind. Plays the feet.
We're missing
instead.
that incisiveness, and again, it's sloppy from
Cater. He had a good first half, second half. Just a couple balls have ran away from him or under his feet. It's not. But just his fault.
The keeper has just leathered that straight out. Yeah. So, come on, Hampton. There needs something here on and off the pitch. There needs something. You can't start a fire without a spark. I do believe the Bruce Springsteen song, which has been taken on board by fans of every club and even England. I remember the Phil Foden song when I went to the Euros final. But we need that. There needs to be a spark if you're a Hampton and Richmond Borough persuasion here, because at the moment it's pretty flat. And I'm not saying it's lack of effort by any stretch, but game management, well played, well set up from Eastleigh. And just finding it and just not taking any sort of opening that we do get. But Paul Field on the right-hand side. We are on 70 minutes now. Hampton and Richmond Borough looking for a sniff back into this game. We're 2-0 down. Paul Field, that's well headed and well dealt with by Louis Fernandez. If there's one player you don't really want to be hitting the ball up to, another free kick conceded. I'm not so sure about that one, but hey, it doesn't really matter, does it? What I think, the referee thinks it, so it's irrelevant. Again, going back to the same thing, I don't want to keep repeating myself. Jack, is there anything on the bench there that we can hang our hat on, or I'm not again the spark? Is there a spark on the bench somewhere? Maybe Rowan Ince is still doing the warm-ups, but looks probably less. Do you want to risk him when you're 2-0 down in the FA Cup? I don't know.
Probably not. Look,
no.
If he was
Saunders has done really well there on the left-hand side. A good player actually. Again,
yeah.
Look,
this Eastleigh side has quality in all areas of the pitch.
Pretty good,
we've mentioned Aweka a lot. Obviously, we know Fernandez quite well.
Yeah.
The goal was a moment of quality from a left back in Vokins. Fantastic finish. Sorry, the first goal, that is. You've mentioned McGuckin many times.
Gardner, and
it's a great team.
What we've got to stop doing, though, I would argue, is getting the ball on the head of Louis Fernandez. There's ways and means of getting past this Eastleigh team, but one of them is not by hitting it long so that Louis Fernandez can head the ball away with ease, or Aweka.
Yeah.
I get it. It's not always easy to play along the ground, but
they definitely both have the size advantage on our front three.
That's my thing.
Yeah,
Fasamade is not going to win a header.
We're missing, I think, in that area, especially of just an outlet ball. That's where we're missing Ronan quite a lot. Ronan Silva, that is.
Agreed.
And I would say did really well against Merthyr to hold off one or two at.
Wouldn't it be nice now to bring on a Reece Grego-Cox as well, someone who's going to cause a bit of mischief? And it would have been nice if we'd had a fit David Radare on there as well. So, it's not gone Beavers' way so far, and there's time is running out really. I mean, I say that there's still 20 minutes. I mean,
there's plenty of time.
There's
but
still time.
We just need to see some positive signs.
Yeah, Sol Cader tries to
get
the ball in.
Have we won a foul there?
And I think it was. It looks like a foul there from Humphreys. Taylor, should I say?
He does give the foul eventually.
Fair play. Fair play. If it stays as is, you file this down as textbook and professional performance from Eastleigh, with a couple of moments of quality.
Yeah,
and
they didn't have to do too much, which is a bit.
No.
It's always disappointing to say that, but I think they've done really well, and it is.
But here we go. The ball swings into the box. And that ball goes straight to the keeper. And do you know what? Jules is standing there with his hands on his hip.
That's
almost as if to say, come on, we're better than that. And we are better than that. We are better than we've shown, really, I would argue. Or maybe we're just being nullified by a strong Eastleigh side. But at the moment, Jack, I'm as optimistic as most people. But and as I say that, Eastleigh on the byline, crosses the ball back in.
Good block.
It's well blocked. And we've got Jude Mason.
No outlet.
On the left. Yeah. But look at them defending well, and Fasamade wins the ball, but straight on him is
handball.
Is number 4 Humphreys. Got to say, great midfielder. I really like Humphreys. I got to say, he's done really well there.
Very combative in there as well.
We don't have. There wasn't an outlet again from the Beavers, and it's starting to feel like Eastleigh are going to manage this game extremely well. I wish I was wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to be proved wrong, but
it does. You just get that sense, though. I don't think.
I
don't think that's being pessimistic, or it's just more realistic than pessimistic, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but come on, boys. Still want to
pull field here in front of us. We probably do need to get something in the next 10 minutes. I've probably
just
been
give
saying
something
that
the
a few
fans
times.
to cheer about.
Yeah, exactly. Just rally them, and you never know. You'll always probably get another chance afterwards, and you still got to keep it out the other end. But yeah, we need to see. We need to see a bit. I think you're right. We do miss the silver. We miss a silver. We miss a Reece Grego Cup. We miss a Radara.
Because when you make it physical, you nullify the gap in the leagues. If you get them into a fight. It's happened against us sometimes, but it would work in our favour today.
It's a sloppy ball cleared again by Oweka, it's a great spine. Him, Humphreys, McGuckin. It's a really good spine of a team. That good players. But yeah, pull field on the right hand side. There needs to be. We've been saying it. We're desperate for it. We haven't seen it yet. Maybe we won't see it this game, but you never know. You never know. The FA Cup is a strange competition. Jude Mason on the left-hand side. We've got something. And the ball swings in. That's not a bad ball,
Great ball. No one under it.
It's not a bad ball, but someone needs to be challenging Oweka for a free throw header. Fernandez and Oweka are dominating that, but again, it's a good ball. But are we expecting Professor Made to win that header against?
No, of course not.
Or hoping maybe a sniff of a mistake or something like that, and he's exactly the sort of person you want in that situation. But yeah, it's and Humphreys or Taylor, one of the two. I can't always tell because they have very similar haircuts or no haircuts, lack of haircuts.
I believe it's Humphreys, and the captain Taylor is just over there getting some instructions from his manager. Looks
like Eastleigh are going to make a couple of changes here. Water. Instructions. What is Jules saying to Harry Gardner now and Charlie Sayers? And what is he saying? Forget the last 75 minutes. Get on and try and get it in the mixer. Try and create something. Bit of magic. But yeah, we're running out of time. Unfortunately, with Silver missing, Reece Grego Cox, Radari missing. Those are three big players that in a moment. In an ideal world, those three players would probably be on this pitch at this moment in time. In an ideal world, and they're not. So we're missing. Hey, two of them are injured. It's not. I'm not saying they're not. It's a bad thing because they're not here because of X, Y, Z. Two are injured. One's not able to make it today. So what can you do? What can you do? Lloyd Humphreys coming off number 4 for Kieran Evans, number 7. I've got to say, Lloyd Humphreys, Western-super-Mare. As soon as I recognised the name and I saw him, I was like, that is the Western-super-Mare midfielder who just is so tidy and tight with the ball. Fair play. He goes off. He gets a rest for the last 12 minutes, and that might be a good thing for the Beavers. But Kieran Evans comes on for. The number 7, Kieran Evans, comes on for Eastleigh. I would say there's probably going to be 4 or 5 minutes injury time.
Yep,
We've probably got 12 minutes left. So there's still time, but increasingly there's less time and less something to hold your hat onto or less to grab at from a Hampton and Richmond Borough perspective. That doesn't mean it can't change, but Eastleigh, this is looking like a very professional and competent performance. It's another cheap foul we've given away. I'll be honest. That's the frustration. I get it. We've got to try and be physical. We've got to try and win the ball back. But that's probably 7 or 8 cheap free kicks we've given away.
That one, he's not. It's not like he's racing forward.
No, exactly.
He's just turned back to play the ball back. It's like you just leave that one. So I feel for Charlie Sayers there a bit in terms of that. He is in a centre mid by trade. I know.
True.
But no. It's like I'm not giving him slack. I mean, I'm not giving him slack. It's just the nature of having someone out of position in there It's not ideal.
No.
You know, as a footballer, you can still do better.
Yeah.
But it's hard. As Eddie Allsop lumps the ball forward.
Yeah, not being the spark.
Back towards Townsend.
Not being the spark so far that we've needed. That was pretty poor as well, really. And we'll see. Do we get the young lad on? Do we just chuck the young lad on? Give him his debut?
Yeah, the only thing I would worry about is that it's, you know, 2-0 down. You don't.
He's coming on, to be fair.
You can see him.
He's taking his clothes off. Well, he's taking not all his clothes. This isn't.
He's getting ready to get on the pitch.
He's getting ready to get on the pitch, but
we're
giving the ball away again
clothed.
there, and that was straight from the keeper. It's been uncharacteristic, I would say, because I think this season we've been a lot tighter on the ball, and a lot more composed. I would argue of the players out on the pitch there, the one player that hasn't probably given the ball away, and that is Alfie Tuck. You know, Alfie Tuck is Alfie Tuck, so he very rarely gives the ball away anyway. But everyone, it seems, have been just a bit sloppy and a bit.
Yeah, and I will say though, when you play a good side, they force you into what look like
very
unforced errors. Like I know,
very true.
As he's won the ball back, Vulcan, he's judged to have fouled Tuck there. But no, I will say, I heard it in the crowd behind us where it's like, oh, we're being sloppy or we passed the ball back too much. That's because EASTLEIGH are super organised and are in a really good shape. It's not that we don't want to go forward. It's like they are kind of cancelling it out. So, you know, maybe that's too cerebral whilst we're literally in the match to kind of, you know, there's always going to be that frustration. But, yeah, the unforced errors are somewhat forced by a really good side. And we get more tired when we don't have the ball. First thing to go is your mental. Then the passes kind of follow off the back of that anyway. So it's really, it's hard.
It's a fair point, Jack, and I don't want people to think that we've been. I don't think we've been too hard on the Beavers, but I think we're just a little bit disappointed, really. I think all you want to do is give your best shot, leave it out there, and if it doesn't fall, it doesn't fall. But it doesn't feel like we've done that apart from the first 25 minutes or so. Cader's controlled it lovely, but again, it's unlucky.
Yeah, just like to say a massive congratulations for McGreevy, who's just come on the pitch. For his debut, I believe. He's popped up in a central attacking midfield role, wearing the number 17.
Has he just got Finn on the back of his shirt?
He does.
Yeah, fair play to him. Anyway, Beavers on the attack. It's Alan Massey, though.
Alan Massey wins
an unusual left winger. Now then.
He's gone down in a bit of a heap, hit his head in the process of winning that corner.
10 minutes to go. Beavers with their 5th corner of the game. It probably has to happen now if we want to get our way back into this game, doesn't it, Jack?
82 minutes just gone.
There's probably 12, 13 minutes of total time left. But the Beavers have got a corner. Harry Gardner. And one man we do want in there is probably Alan Massey, but he's being allowed back on the pitch because the left winger, Alan Massey,
I was about to say,
won the corner. But
at the front post. Is it Harry Gardner standing over it?
Finn McGreevy on the edge of the box. I mean, that would be a wonderful story if the 17-year-old managed to open his...
It might find its way to
But Harry Gardner swings the ball into the far post. The keeper's won that easily. And that probably sums up Hampton's last 65 minutes or so. Just no lack of effort, no lack of desire, but just not enough quality and not enough penetration, I would say. Which again will be a frustration of Jules, you know. But also, Jack, probably go back to your point. EASTLEIGH have set up very well.
Yep.
Very well. We were the better team for 25 minutes, but EASTLEIGH have been the better team ever since, probably.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just
and maybe that is just a reflection of what it is on paper and what the resources are. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't. You know, they're a National League team, full-time team, training 4 or 5 times a week. We've trained 2 evenings this week, and we've got a couple of injuries. You know, a couple of players missing: Silver, Gregor Cox, Radari. I still think the players on the pitch could have probably done better going forward, certainly in the last 40 minutes, or certainly this second half. But yeah, the ball crosses in and it's well headed clear by Fernandez. Probably Massey-esque performance from Fernandez, but yeah, he has read them. He might have read them as well, rather than being, you know, read them well. He's a good player. He's a good bloke. He had a great spell at the Beavers. Nice to see him back, but it looks like he will be returning to Hampshire with. I nearly said all 3 points then, but it's not. We're in the FA Cup. This is the fourth round qualifying. The draw at the moment Eastleigh are going to be in the hat at the moment. At the moment, there's still 10 minutes, I would say. But yeah, it's been quite a... I would say it's been a fairly composed, controlled second half performance from Eastleigh. Not too much, they've kept Hampton at bay, and it's, dare I say, and I'm not casting aspersions on our play, but I would say Eastleigh have just been very good in the second half of holding them.
Another cheap foul.
Another cheap foul, probably 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah,
in this half,
at this rate.
which is
It
not
happens.
ideal.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable. You're always frustrated as a fan when it happens, but it's almost inevitable that they do happen. It's that urgent. You're trying to nick the ball. You take bigger and bigger risks, but it plays right into Eastleigh's hands and Oweka's hands on that occasion.
I mean, I reckon we fouled him 5 times and pulled him down.
Yeah, and look, as a centre back, I was a defender. Obviously not nearly the quality of this level. You probably have the physicality on the attackers, but you know that they don't have the defensive nous. So once you feel that contact, you just go down, and you're always going to get the call.
Yeah, 27 of you. Thanks very much for everyone listening in or watching in wherever you are. Australia, Ukraine, Northampton.
We had another from Perth or Brisbane, I believe. It was another Aussie in there.
Another one, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Fair play.
Yeah,
And thanks
also
for
in Perth.
Thanks for listening in.
5 years.
Yeah, at the moment it looks very much like not being Hampton and Richmond Borough Football Club's day. A strong start. You do wonder if one of those had gone in. What if buts and maybes? But yeah, I think that's a lovely ball from Charlie Sayers, the Sol Kader, who had a really bright start, didn't he? But he's given the ball away, unfortunately. Well defended, you could argue again as well. But I think the reality is, Eastleigh have played very well. Hampton haven't played as well as they could have done, and on paper and the quality involved, Eastleigh have had. That's why Eastleigh are winning 2-0. They're the National League side. But here we go. We got a chance on the left-hand side. We've got a chance here from Harry Gardner.
Yeah, dead balls. Dead ball.
Ever
so important.
5 minutes of regulation time. You've just got to go for it, and the ball might ping-pong. The Paul Field diving header, what we saw against Dagenham, that's what we could do with now, or something like that. But
a mix of quality and
you
fortune.
never know. Yeah, a mix of quality and fortune. And the ball swings in, but it's well headed.
Good enough.
Corner.
It is a corner.
It's another corner. Well, actually, that wasn't a bad ball.
No, it was a good ball.
And it was headed clear. So, Beavers. This is the this. I
need some noise from the fans. We have a lot of you in today. It'd be really good to get the fans up for it. Corner comes in. And it's the ref hadn't blown his whistle. Take two.
Take two. There wasn't a great corner, so probably it's nice to have a second bite.
I'm very happy. Very happy to get a redo.
You bloody never know with football. It is a silly, silly game. Doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense last week, did it? We were the better team.
Yeah,
should have absolutely won last week. Not even got a point. We should have won last week. And arguably, Eastleigh probably deserved to win this game. And again, they do. But anyway, the ball swings in, and it is well cleared by number 15, the goal scorer, Saunders.
Don't get turned. Excellent recovery from Eddie Allsop there.
And that is for McGuckin as well, who, by the way, what a player McGuckin is. What a player. I'm really impressed with him. Holden. Yep, and it looks like Hampton and Richmond Borough's FA Cup dreams are just dwindling now, unfortunately. Probably 6 or 7 minutes... which includes 3 or 4 minutes injury time. Craig Fussamande, is he going to pick Luis Fernandez's pocket? He's offside. He's offside. I mean, he looked like he might be, to be fair. He was
the right side in terms of our perspective of Luis Fernandez there, but he must have just gone early.
It wasn't a bad ball, actually, and it looked offside, if I'm being brutally honest. The assistant referee had his flag up. And what I would say is, there's a lot of people in that stand to the right of us, and they're normally not shy of letting the assistant referee know if it was offside or wasn't offside when he's given it offside. There wasn't many complaints there. I think too eager, rushing things a little bit too much and snatching at things, which we have done. I wouldn't say we did that for the first 25 minutes because the chances were good chances and created well. But look at that. We're giving the ball away to Oweka again. I reckon he's headed him and Fernandez, and as I say that, Fernandez has headed the ball
under it again. That's not a foul, referee.
But we shall see. Harry Gardner, that's not too bad actually, but it's well clear. And folk, I've got to say, I think
they've played well. They deserve the win.
They
deserve the win.
You know, I don't think we can sit here and dissect and Jules will, by the way. Jules will look at every aspect of this game and see where it didn't go right and it went more wrong, I suppose. But I have to say, this is a textbook performance from a side going to a potential upset, banana skin, whatever you want to call it, in the FA Cup. This is what they should put in the manual.
Yeah, scoring means scoring.
Not withdraw. Sorry. Don't concede early on when you get put under pressure.
Yeah,
and then
get one yourself. They did score at a really good time as well, and then the second one meant that they didn't really have to go get that insurance one in the second half, so they could defend right from minute 46 onwards. It just makes our life really, really hard. Because they haven't, let's be real, they actually haven't threatened all that much in the second half.
No,
but it's because they didn't. They haven't needed to.
It's been, and I'm not casting aspersions on our players here, because I actually think it's more the dominance and skill of Eastleigh and the setup of Eastleigh. It's been almost like a training bit for in the second half for Eastleigh. Just sit in. When I say
to an extent,
I don't mean
no. I know.
I mean,
I know exactly what you mean.
Back and
it's
just
defence v attack.
It feels like that, and that's credit to them more than it is discredit to Hampton. I just think the best team here have won this game, or winning this game. We've probably got 4 minutes of injury time, but then we'll see in a minute. But we've lost to a better team.
And
we didn't lose. When I say better team, a better performing team, and a better team quality as well. Yeah. Last week,
little cramp there as
last
Saunders
week, I don't think we did lose to the better team. We were the better team last week. Unfortunately, this week, the better team have been the opposition, and they have 6 minutes. So, hey, football's stupid, football's mad. You never know, but something's got to happen very, very soon and very, very quickly. Don't know why Kay didn't go for that. He
intentionally left it for Mason, which looks to be the wrong decision.
Yeah, and the ball goes out.
Tough angle for us to
sloppy passing in midfield,
ball.
certainly in the second half. We've given away some cheap fouls. I think that will frustrate Jules. We haven't been able to. Eastleigh haven't allowed us to gain much momentum, but we have been victims of our own downfall, I would say, going forward since the first 25 minutes with sloppy passes, cheap free kicks that we've given away, and some of that will be credit to Eastleigh. They're playing the game well, and they've managed this brilliantly in the second half. And they always look dangerous without actually having loads of chances. And again, Hampton, we haven't conceded in the second half, to be fair, but we haven't. We also haven't looked scoring. Have we had a real chance in the second half?
Our best chances came at 0-0.
Yeah, brilliantly done from McGuckin. McGuckin has been, I would say, the best player on the pitch, in my opinion.
As a sighter, which you're allowed to do it.
He did it.
He's 2-0 up in the 92nd minute.
He is. Vokins. I think McGuckin. I think Humphreys has been excellent. I think Taylor's been superb, the captain. I think they've been very good.
Yeah, they're
good side. Got to say,
they're worth this result. I'd say It's not like they've come here and 2-0 flatters them.
No.
And there's been good. You've mentioned the spine.
McGuckin wins the ball in front of Massey there, and Massey does well, but McGuckin just constantly on the press, on the defender's toes, winning the ball midfield, tracking back. He'd be my man of the match, I have to say. I think Saunders has been pretty close as well. He scored the second goal, so you could argue.
Yeah, yellow card for Charlie Sayers there, I believe. I didn't see a challenge, so it may be dissent.
Yeah, it's been
it's frustrating.
It's frustrating, but it's been a good day. It's been an important day for Hampton and Richmond Boat. Important. 1,354. The place was buzzing beforehand. One of those chances in the first 20-25 minutes goes in. Who knows what would have happened? But yes, it's dwindled really on and off the pitch since Eastleigh scored their second goal, and that will be mostly down to Eastleigh being a very good football side. But we haven't quite turned up as well as we could have done. A lot of that will be down to the quality of Eastleigh, but yeah, they'll be. I would expect this group of players to be disappointed with the way they played in the majority of this game.
Yeah,
I'm not having a go at them. I'm not going to tell them they're shit because they're not. They're playing a very good. I just swore. I'm not going to tell them that they've been really good this season. We've had a really good start to this season. We've got to this stage. We haven't been at this stage for a while, you know, and we got a tough draw, you know, a mid-table team in a league above. There's a lot of other teams we could have got. We got it at home. Didn't quite get the breaks early on. That's a lovely ball. Evans is going to make it 3. No, he doesn't. Great save from Holden. Well done, Holden.
Comes out off his line
if you
really
could pick
quick.
a Hampton player to be player of the match from your Hampton perspective.
Obviously, never easy when we lose.
No, I know. Yeah, it's a bit,
not
on the spot there, but
through no fault of their own, to be honest.
I thought Alfie Tuck did everything he was asked of him. I got to say.
Alfie Tuck did very well.
Cade had a very bright 30 minutes. Got to say.
It's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame he had the second half. He did, to be honest.
Yeah.
Again, not his fault. I think the ball just ran away from him a couple of times. Maybe it just got stuck under his feet because he looked so bright, hitting the post early on.
He really did. Oh, and he scored the rebound as well. He looked so bright. He got the rebound really quickly.
I'd say Tuck on balance.
Yeah.
Even I love Paul Field at right wing back. He didn't have his best game today, unfortunately.
No, I think they've restricted him.
Almost marked out of the game.
Yeah.
Or at least, there's always going to be space out wide. But when he did get there, he couldn't really drive. He couldn't really.
No, he hasn't.
Even when you need, as a wing back, you need that pass inside as well, and he really didn't have that today.
He hasn't got past Vokin.
No, maybe once, but I can't really. I can't. It doesn't.
McGuckin has just come off for Eastleigh. My man of the match for me. Never stopped running and was hobbling off, and he left every single bit out there for the cause for Eastleigh today, who you have to say deserve this 2-0 win in the FA Cup. They will be in the draw on Monday night, which will be, I think it's before Worthing and Forest Green, which will be a hell of a game, by the way. You should watch that. Worthing, they've got their manager back, their former manager back in Adam Hinchelwood, and in the Forest Green dugout, Robbie Savage. So there'll be some entertainment, I'm sure, on the sidelines. But thank you very much for listening. I do appreciate it. I'm glad that we can give, I wish we could have given you better news throughout today's game. Maybe if one of those goals had gone in, we might have been different. But football is football. Disappointing. Frustrating, I would say, from a Hampton perspective. I would expect Jules to probably say nothing less, and I'd expect these players who have set really high standards this season. But let's not throw the baby out the bathwater. We've lost to a team very, very good who are in the league above us, and we haven't made the FA Cup for the 5th time in our only history. So, Law of Averages says it was always going to be a tough ask against a very good team. So, history was against us. On paper, it was against us, and sometimes football doesn't quite go your way. And Hampton will look to bounce back, and they play Western-super-Mare next week. And after a couple of disappointing defeats at home, they will look to get back on track. But Western-super-Mare are certainly no mugs. And the manager of the opposition today, and there's the full-time whistle.
That's full-time.
It's Eastleigh 2-0 winners against Hampton and Richmond Borough. I think we've said it all already, really.
I will say,
just fantastic performance, really. Very, very professional performance, organised, controlled, saw the game out brilliantly, managed it brilliantly in the second half. Hampton will probably be disappointed they didn't leave it, didn't do a little bit better going forward the last hour or so, or after they went 2-0 down, but we've lost to a stronger team. We've lost in the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup.
So like you said,
we go again.
Okay, Sarah, we go again. We got a long old league campaign to look forward to, which has been really entertaining so far. Just before that game at the weekend, we have our first game in the Middlesex Senior Challenge Cup at Rayners Lane, away at Rayners Lane, which is a Step 3 club in northwest London around Harrow, so not a million miles away.
Nice little setup there. Great bar. Great bar, I've got to say.
You heard
my
it
experience. We played them a couple of years ago, but hopefully we'll have a better result this time. And
fingers crossed. So plenty of home games as well.
Yes, there's
in
plenty
the near
of home
future.
games.
So please get down to the Bev if you couldn't today. Plenty to look forward to. Yeah.
Listen to us or whoever's going to be sat in these seats. Jack,
exactly.
You've been brilliant as ever.
Been
really
a pleasure.
Enjoyed it. I enjoy
result
it.
Result aside, it's been a good occasion at least.
A great occasion. Let's take the positives. 1,354 here at the Bev. The biggest crowd of the season. We go again.
There's more to come from this side.
We've got FA Trophy coming up. Don't forget, we've got the FA Trophy coming up. And we've got some big games in the Cup coming up. Like I said, Western in the league, Western-super-Mare, Hemel Hempstead on the Tuesday night.
Tudor Derby.
The Tudor Derby, El Tudorco. We've got Jake Gray returning. We've had Luis Fernandez return today and look like the quality of player he is. We've got Jake Gray coming back in a couple of weeks as well.
Maybe some more familiar faces soon, who knows?
Yes, and if you keep an eye on social, there will be a familiar face coming back, and not just as the opposition. You may guess who it is, but you may have seen him around the ground. But yes, we've got some good news to come on Monday officially, but some of you may know what that is. I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much. If you listen to in Ukraine, Australia, wherever you listen to, thanks very much for joining us. Thanks for supporting us. Please support the club in any way you can. Buy a shirt, buy this jacket. This jacket is so good. I might not be able to wear it again because I've worn it for the first time and we've lost. So I might not wear it next time. But anyway, thanks very much. And Jack, nice one. All the best.
Cheers, everyone.